Ian Hurst.
Yeah, mate. I can hear Max.
Hey?
I can hear Max.
Oh, yeah. Mate, that number 1 for Footscray in the seconds, that's Justin Charles, isn't it? Or
You haven't given him a bell lately yet.
Sorry, mate.
the Footscray player in the seconds wearing number 1. That's
Our director
Charles,
would like you
isn't
to...
Hey!
What?
Sit down.
Sorry, Pete.
I'm just passing on the instructions ad verbatim. What was the score they kicked last week anyway? 37.
Jeez. Pete? 37-17, I think. Because he said if we kick 37-8, I'll get to lunch. Don't hold me to it.
30.
Well, I'll look it up for you.
37-19 or something.
Hey, the centre.
I'm looking it up now as we speak.
At the minute?
At the minute. Here we go. 37-17, Pete.
37-17, what's it? 2 what?
Oh, I expect you to work that out. 2:39.
Yo.
I got the leader going you through, yes, mate. I can't hear that, though. I'm not hearing it. Won't matter. Now I got it. Got it now. And a very good afternoon, everyone, from Cardinia Park in Geelong. Delightful day in this magnificent city. And welcome to the continuation of Round 8, Geelong versus the Adelaide Crows. And, of course, the Cats are on a high after last Sunday afternoon at Carrara, when they set the all-time AFL record score. Played magnificent football. They've now won their last 4 matches, and they've amassed 969 points in only 6 games, and they have a percentage of 166%. But of course, for the Crows, it is a different story. Last week down at Moorabbin, they hit not an all-time low perhaps, but Tony Lockett certainly had a day out in 3 matches against the Crows so far. He's now kicked over 30 goals. So I guess they'll be rather glad that he's not here this afternoon. The record between the two sides looks like this. They've only played one. Geelong has won that match, and they did it rather well too. In 1991, they won it by 84 points. And with me in the commentary box, Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How's that? I can't hear myself that clearly, but we did have a bit more volume before. I hope we. There we go. 24 Poole. 20 Rogers. Ablett, Bairstow. Right.
I reckon 1, 2. I haven't got anything in mind still.
No, I haven't got.
I can't hear anything.
I hope we hear ourselves. And 3 other matches being played today in round 8. They are at Waverley, St Kilda and Melbourne, at Princes Park, North Melbourne and Essendon, and at the MCG, Richmond and Fitzroy. A reminder, we'll have progress scores from these games throughout the afternoon, and a replay of the St Kilda-Melbourne clash immediately following this game here at Cardinia Park. As Max Stevens said, pretty good conditions for football despite the rain. Let's get the selections, and we'll go down to Max first. Max, who are you going for?
Well, Peter, tipping side, serious business these days, and without question, I'm afraid for the Geelong viewers, but for the Adelaide viewers, I'm going to have to definitely go for the Cats today.
Vital game for Adelaide. Jared Healy?
Well, I agree with Max Stevens. I don't think there's any way that the Crows can beat Geelong. If they're to get off to a very good start, well, we may have to reconsider at quarter time, but the Cats too strong, too big and too many goal kickers.
D. Committee, Esquire.
Well, I saw the Crows last Saturday against St Kilda. I thought they were most unimpressive, and unfortunately, Jared made the point about a good start. They got a good start last week and still blew the game. They kicked, I think, the first 4 goals, finished with 9 for the afternoon. So if they have, as I say, aspirations of making the finals this afternoon, absolutely vital for them. And they'll have to play with a lot more commitment, I think, Pete.
Beaten by Geelong to the extent of 84 points last year. They need to improve on that record. Always hard to win here at Cardinia Park. So logically, Geelong would be my choice as well. Good crowd.
Very good crowd, considering just the one local team, of course.
Brian Sheehan and Shane Harris, the latter on screen at the moment. 2 of the more experienced AFL men in white.
I thought it was interesting in the seconds that maybe Malcolm Blight has declared his hand as far as Damien Burke is concerned. He had him playing at centre-half forward. Now, we know that the Geelong side has enormous strength in the ruck division, and perhaps if Burke, captain only 2 years ago, is to get back into the side, well, he may have to find a new spot, and that being centre-half forward.
Geelong going to the left in the first quarter. Not too much wind, as Max mentioned.
Adelaide starting in the centre square. The problems last week for the Crows, size on the forward line of the opposition. The problem again today.
A slightly muddy centre for the first quarter at Cardinia Park. Geelong going to the left, Adelaide to the right. That's the Red Hickey stand or Barwon end. And 2 Crows fight over it. McGuinness had a handle on it. McDermott, good tackle. Ball spills free. Ablett applies the tackle as well. No one can get it out of the centre. Finally, it's a Geelong ball driven up by Riccardi towards the 50-metre line. Brownless overrunning it, and the ball shuffled over the boundary line by Smart. He'll be glad Tony Lockett's not here this afternoon. Boundary throw in left half forward flank for the Cats.
Mansfield and Mensch starting on the bench for the Cats, and Jonathan Ross and Sean Wren for the Crows. Very tall bench.
Stoneham and Micken, and that could be a free kick against Robert Scott. It will be, to be taken by Rodney Maynard at the right half-back flank. He gets it back to Micken, the former Brisbane Bear, and he kicks atrociously. The ball up towards the centre wing position. I don't think kept in play down there by Anthony Ingerson, and boundary umpire agrees with that. And we'll see it thrown in close to the centre wing position in front of the new stand here, the Brownlow stand at Cardinia Park. Magnificent structure it is too. Chance for the Crows through Sanderson. Good tackle applied by Riccardi. The ball spills free. McGrath also plays a good tackle. Kick up by McDermott, or Jarman it was. Hocking. Hart. Geelong to centre wing. Buse will pick it up just inside the boundary line. Nearly takes it out. The umpire has found a free kick and the ball will come back.
And interesting, Graham Corns has got Andrew Jarman starting in the forward pocket. He's been picked up by sometime full-back Andrew Rogers.
Here's Buse towards midfield. Tregenza knocking away. Poole Collides with Darcy. Stoneham confronted. Boots it towards half forward. Micken comes at the ball slowly. Ablett's got it. Surrounded by Crows. Clever little kick away to Couch inside the 50. Should kick a goal from here, Paul Couch. No, it doesn't come back. Misses to the left-hand side. Geelong with the first score of the game. Scott Lee to bring it in. Goes short and wide. Wiedemann finding some space inside the defensive 50. Long kick towards the wing. Sanderson up in front, fisted away. Bairstow. Brown in trouble. Stoneham athletically 40 metres out. And that's a good kick. Geelong 1-1, Adelaide yet to score.
Yes, an impressive goal there from Big Barry Stoneham. There he is on screen. One of the most talented players in the AFL, and with natural development he should go on to almost be the best player in the AFL. Gets the handball, sprints away like a true ruck rover, and he could play in any position on the ground, and kicks a lovely goal from just inside the 50-metre line.
First goal of the game kicked by Barry Stoneham. The Cats leading by 7 points. No real wind advantage here this afternoon. Opportunity for McGuinness, gets ridden into the ground. Nothing forward from the umpire. Handley farms it out well. Onto Trevor Poole. Kicks from just inside the centre square up towards full forward again, and Brown, who had a handle on it, couldn't take it. Now he gets a hand pass back from Brownless, and his kick is off target. That's out of bounds on the full. And so a free kick will be taken in the left back pocket there for Adelaide. It will be taken by Scott Lee. Lee from back pocket left. Stoneham got edged out. Smart has taken the mark. First game back last week. Lined up on Tony Lockett. Not one that he'd care to remember. Kick up towards half forward for Adelaide now. Jarman. Good tackle, Riccardi. Kelly applies the tackle. Jarman's hand pass is okay into the open spaces. Liptak couldn't pick the ball up on the run. Geelong's defence working overtime. Hinkley. Klug. Outside 50. Chips the ball in short and too wide. For Andrew Jarman, the ball out of bounds on the full, and Hinkley will take the free kick at the right half-back flank. A little bit short of half-back. Just up from the back pocket. Handley up in front. Micken has come down with the mark. Boots Adelaide to half forward. Riccardi, who's been a busy player in the first few minutes of this match, an errant bounce. There he is again, showing plenty of enthusiasm. But it's McGuinness who gets the hand pass out. Tries to find Tregenza. Back to McGuinness. Long kick with that trusty left foot. It might be the Crows' first score, and in fact it is. It's gone through for one behind. So 6 points the difference. 20.5 minutes left in the opening term.
Bright sunny day. The breeze going right to left. As Darcy goes directly down the middle of the ground, Poole has the run. Tregenza almost the mark in front. Bad luck for him. Poole recovers, then gives it away. This is Kelly in the true centre half forward position. Not a good kick. It wobbles down towards the forward pocket. Darcy goes back, and he's content to run it across the boundary line.
Well, a huge task is being asked of the first-year player, Ben Hardy's picking up the mercurial Gary Ablett, who kicked 9 goals last week, and boy, that's a big task asked of him from the coach.
Handley wins it forward. Liptak pulls it back across his body. Hawking to Ablett. Whoops, that's ambitious. It plugged, and then he really didn't do too well. Off the ground, out of bounds on the full. Tried to bounce it. It didn't come back. And then Ablett giving the ball away. Most uncharacteristic.
Most un-Ablett-like, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. So here's Hart. Too far out to score. He'll kick from about 55 metres. Goes in short. That's ambitious. Jamieson. Liptak waiting behind. Hart against the boundary line. Does well in a tight situation. Sanderson. The banana kick. Just missed. Not by much. So the margin is 5 points. There's the time remaining. And Geelong, of course, coming off that magnificent performance when they routed the Brisbane Bears last Sunday at Carrara, kicking an AFL record score. Could have declared. Darcy goes straight down the middle. Schwert used his body on Bairstow. Fairly, says the umpire, took the mark, pops it out wide. McGuinness doesn't have a tag at the present time, enjoying that. From 55 metres out, long down towards the kick-off line. Jarman, confronted by three, did well. Liptak goes off the ground, it's a goal. The Crows get there first, and they lead by a point.
Nearly beat him over the line, Gerard, didn't it?
It did. It was a good race there, and here's McGuinness. He drives the ball long into the top of the goal square. Jarman does well there. He had three opponents, and I think it's a good move having him down on the forward line with both he and McDermott in the centre. It makes it a little bit slow, so with his creativity, it should do well.
And so the Crows lead with that goal by Matthew Liptak. Kick from only a third of a metre out. No marks as the umpire. McGrath applies a tackle illegally. McDermott gets it out to Bickley. Jarman eludes the tackle well. Good use of the body. He'll kick from inside 50.
And here we see on replay, good use of the body there. It's Tim Darcy picking up Jarman. Looks a little bit like Rogers, but he is causing a couple of headaches for him at the present time, and I think with his lack of pace, it's a good spot for him up in the forward pocket.
So Jarman kicking from inside 50 for the Crows' second goal. He won't get a score with that kick. In fact, I think it's out of bounds on the full. In fact, it is. So wasted opportunity. So the scores remain the same. 1-2 to 1 behind. 2-1-1. Point the difference. Handley. High kick, not too much distance. Knocked down by Rogers. Tries to find Buse. Kelly had it and then lost it. Close to the boundary line. Buse again. And ridden into the ground down there by Mark Bickley. A stalemate developing, and it will be a bounce.
Some of the matchups, Bickley's picking up Paul Couch. Buse has been given the job on Tony McGuinness, and Chris McDermott is on Forsman for Geelong.
The latter gaining state selection for the Victorian squad. Certainly one of the surprises during the week. McDermott couldn't handle it. Sanderson goes in short, and Rogers chipping in to take the mark over Jamison. Long with the kick, straight up towards centre half back. Buse making good position, and away he goes.
This is Poole, forward of centre, running towards half forward, goes long down towards full forward. In front, Wiedemann knocks it away, taken by Ablett, left foot goal.
Gary Ablett gets his first, and the Cats second. They lead by 5 points.
Yes, well, he never ceases to amaze me, Gary Ablett. I believe he's steamrolling his way to a Brownlow medal this year. He's been in excellent form, has had three best on the grounds clearly already this season, and he just roves that perfectly, getting his first goal for the game.
So the Cats lead by 5 points. Interesting, McGuinness was running down the ground. Buse was his man. Buse not playing McGuinness too closely, and McGuinness soccering off the ground, running on, not bothering to get back. That'll be an interesting duel, that. Buse not a real tagger in the sense of playing shoulder to shoulder as McDermott boots towards half forward. McGuinness will need to work on his defensive game.
Free kick.
Darcy getting the free across half back. 2-1 to 1-2. Here's Tim Darcy. Again, straight down the middle. Micken, who started well, goes up, gets hands to it, didn't mark it. McDermott, who was so good in a losing cause last week, proceeds to boot it straight up in the air. Handley trying to knock it forward, taken by Miles in the congestion. Forsman's got it now. Clever. Forsman, 55 metres out, goes for distance. Brown favoured by the kick, but it's wide of the mark and goes through for a minor score.
Yes, well, I thought that was a shade ambitious from Forsman. He had plenty of time, and there were leads on. Brownless and Brown down on the forward line. Could have picked out a better option.
Lee will kick in for the Crows. Low trajectory kick to half back. And McGuinness doesn't let him down, marking in front of Brownlow medalist Paul Couch. Kicks to the outer side. Poole in front. Crows have the numbers. Smart has it kicked away from him.
Ball kicked up towards the centre wing position. Marking contest out there. McDermott goes in short towards left half forward. Rogers leading in the race for the ball. Jarman with the chance. We'll look for somebody going past. Couldn't find him. Liptak gives it back to Jarman. Kicks from a standing start. Could be a score. If the ball bounces right, it could be a goal, but it's going to be almost out of bounds. In fact, it is. Geelong crowd didn't think so, but the boundary umpire was only a metre away, so you'd have to go with him.
I'm amazed that players are trying to take the ball on their chest these days. You'd think they'd have their hands out in the front. It was always a golden rule.
More Jarman, very doubtful hand pass. Tregenza's kick is off target. Well off target, out of bounds. And Hocking will take the free kick.
Well, I'm surprised that wasn't paid a throw, because the Jarman has been under close scrutiny from the umpires in the past couple of weeks, and they've been jumping on everything.
I think he was on the wrong side, wasn't he then? Hocking from right back pocket. And to Crow's mark out there to Brenton Sanderson. It's maybe a tad too far out to score. Played a fairly good game last week at Moorabbin. Was certainly not disgraced. Crows trailing by a goal. He's a good 55 metres out. Gets underneath it a little bit and won't quite make the distance. Ingerson punches the ball down to the front of the pack and taken over the... No, it's not taken over the boundary line. I thought Hocking had done that. The mark taken at half-back by Tim McGrath. Still inside his own defensive 50-metre line.
Towards the wing with the kick. Stoneham was the target. Maynard dives on top of the ball. We've got a whistle and a bounce on the outer side. Ground in very good condition. The umpire indicating he's going to toss it up out there. Micken towards the boundary line. McGuinness inside the attacking 50. Handley favoured by the kick. Uncontested mark in defence. Plays on immediately. This is Darcy up from the back pocket. Sends play back towards the wing. Almost Stoneham's. Yes, good mark.
Yes, that's a solid mark. It's one area where Barry Stoneham could improve, taking the ball out in front of his face. It's good to see him taking one early in the game.
Towards half forward. Ablett had the ride. It falls to Scott in trouble. McGuinness claimed him. Bairstow to Bures at close quarters to Forsman. Nicely done, Forsman. He's got very good hands, Forsman. Gets it across to Ablett, who snaps. He's got his second goal. (3-2 to 1-2).
Mark Micken still feeling the effects of that attempted Ablett screamer too, Gerard. There.
Yes, he got the knee right in the back, and they're pretty solid knees from Gary Ablett. Good tackle from McGuinness. But here's the good hands from Forsman. He has got electric hands, and he's got good vision under pressure, which sets Ablett up for his second goal.
Gary Ablett getting his second. According to Gerard Healy, one of the favourites for the Brownlow, and after that goal, you wouldn't argue. So the Crows already had the job ahead of them. Instead of trying to get the better of Geelong. Riccardi. McGrath. Gets across his body down to left half forward. Cats again swing into attack. And Stoneham's tackle might have been a trifle high, but it is out of bounds. Throw in 55 metres from goal.
Well, last week Maynard had the job on Stuart Lowe, and it was shown how undersized he was there. And once again we see him on Stoneham, and he's struggling already.
Crows coming away from the boundary throw-in. McDermott kicks up towards McGuinness. He's been busy so far. His non-preferred foot. One-on-one duel down there. No mark taken. Jarman. Oh, gee, that was close to a throw. Sanderson gives away the hand pass. So Jarman's got away with it a couple of times today. Hinkley showing a good turn of speed. Gets the Cats out of danger only momentarily, because that's out of bounds on the full. And the free kick will be taken by Tregenza.
Reactive coaching from Blythe. He's now got Stephen Hocking on McGuinness, and he's very tight. I've had the misfortune of playing on him myself.
Tregenza, fast. Knocked down by Handley. Not a Scott. He looks a smaller version of him, doesn't he? This is Riccardi. He's been a fairly busy player in the first quarter so far. Looks for Forsman. Couldn't find him. Tap on by Kelly. It was intelligent thinking anyway. McGuinness grabbed. Did he have it? He looks for the free kick. Over the head of Klug comes the hand pass. But Geelong running in numbers out of defence. Miles, in the Collingwood and West Coast Eagles. On to Couch. Couch has kicked to half forward. Brilliant mark, Ablett. Oh, he's on fire today. 2 goals already. Looks for Brownless. Couldn't find him. Maynard Tregenza taking the hand pass down there from Schwert. McGuinness, who's been very busy in the first quarter so far. He's got support out there, and he certainly needs it from Lee. Handley lumbers after it. The big fellow did well to get a kick at it, but it's going to be a boundary throw-in.
Terrible non-decision by the umpire back in the middle. Tregenza, as he was kicking, was pushed right in the middle of the back, and umpires so often ignore that. I mean, it affects the kick and could have really hurt the Crows there. This is Liptak. Goes down towards half forward. Jarman's in front. Darcy fisting away. Riccardi has been busy in the grasp. Gets the handoff though. Nicely taken by Miles, who boots it out wide. Opportunity for the Crows here. 2-on-1. Kelly to Hart. Jarman right on the wing. Jarman towards centre half forward. Good kick. Klug stretching, takes the mark. There's a man on down towards the pocket. He ignores that. Vacant goal square. Goes for distance. Will it run on?
Great goal.
It cleared the line. It's a goal. Quick thinking by John Klug. Assisted so well. 3-2 to 2-2.
Yes, the classic long bomb from John Klug. He kicks his 5th goal for the season. He has been down a little bit. Struggled with a couple of injuries and has had a fair bit of bench time in which we've seen him talking animatedly to Coach Corns. But he is an excellent player and one of the great architects for the Crows. They need him firing.
So the margin is 6 points. Just over 10 minutes remaining till quarter time. Rucks go at it. One down by Handley. Couch inside the attacking 50. Brownless backed himself against the ball. Clever disposal to Bairstow, and Bairstow kicks a goal.
Bairstow's first, and the Cats get the quick reply again. 4-2 to 2-2.
Shades of Carrara there, getting it out of the centre, going straight down the middle and kicking a goal.
Yes, well, Mark Bairstow's been well held early in the game by Swert. This is his first kick coming up. Intelligent handball from Billy Brownless, and he plays best at full forward. That's where he started the game. He was at centre half back and all over the place last week. Geelong is starting to look quite dangerous.
So 2 to Ablett, 1 to Bairstow now, and 1 to Barry Stonen, the goal kickers for Geelong. And for the Crows, Klug and Matthew Liptak. 26 plays 14, under 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Bairstow this time can't get clear. Liptak tries to farm out the hand pass, not really successful. Poole from right centre wing. Tried for Couch, he might find him. Plenty of support down there. That was scooped up to Forsman. Forsman inside 50, looks for the pass. Thumped away by Wiedemann. McDermott. Well, Bickley called for it. It wasn't the greatest of hand passes. Forsman taps the ball into open spaces. Can he goal from there? Left foot snap is close. Is there. Well, it's all turning to goal for the Cats at the moment. 5-2 to 2-2 at Kardinia Park.
Yes, an excellent solo effort from Darren Forsman. He has got very good hands. Here we see tap the ball clear of the Crows' pressure, and with plenty of time snaps one round on his natural left foot.
Darren Forsman, one of the surprises, selected for Victoria for the State of Origin game upcoming. That's why. 1 goal with a great left foot snap. McGrath went through without the ball. It's taken away for the Crows by Liptak. It's about as far as they're going though, as Hinckley picks up towards the centre wing position. Clean bowls just about everybody. Hart should pick the ball up and does. Gets it back to McGuinness, who's their best player so far. McGuinness's left footer out towards centre wing. Good mark to Poole.
McDermott's been shifted down onto Gary Ablett.
Kelly missed it. Taken away by Buse. About 60 metres out from goal. Brown's in front, uncontested. Paul Brown, only about 15 metres out, almost directly in front. Kicks truly. And Geelong kicked well clear, 6-2 to 2-2.
Well, they had some commemorative posters made up for last week's record score at Carrara. If they better it, then those posters will be worthless. The way they're going, they'll give it a chance.
They'll be a collector's item then.
Yes, well, Geelong's best score in the first quarter this year is 7 goals 5. And in the way they're going to surely threaten that. They're getting goals at will at the moment. It was a little bit poor, the defence there from Wiedemann on Brown. He was left standing still. Wiedemann took the easiest of marks.
So the margin is 24 points. And they're looking very dangerous, particularly out of the centre, Geelong. Doing much as they like. Micken and Handley. Handley's been a pleasant surprise for the Cats. Micken won it down. And again gets it across to Klug, who kicks it inside the attacking 50. Hinkley goes back uncontested virtually, takes the mark, wants to play on. 2 runners to the grandstand wing. One of them is Buse. He's got it now. Riccardi alongside him. He boots through centre. McGrath's in front. Handley runs on down the ground inside. He ignores that. So McGrath in the shadows of the grandstand. Kicking towards centre half forward. Ablett from behind. Didn't put his arms up. It falls to Stoneham on the 50. Back towards full forward. Back goes Brownless. Always his. Smart was never in that contest. It started to float on him. When he had that sinking feeling, Billy had the set. Couldn't let it go. Decided to mark about 2 metres out. Goal number 7 for the Cats.
Brownless gets his first. And it's one-way traffic at the moment.
It's all going towards Geelong's end. Here we see this marking contest. Well, Nigel Smart didn't give himself a chance because he didn't have his eye on the ball. Should have used his hands to feel where the player Brownless was. It was a bit of a non-event for Nigel.
I think we need a new ball, do we?
It's not a wheat silo down that end, is it?
I think Billy's kicked it into Corio Bay.
Maybe a Crows supporter has got it and deflated it. Good tactics, I'd suggest, about now. This is going to be a real test for the Crows. They've got to do something here. They've got to show a bit of grit, and we'll see what they're made of. Because they're getting overrun, and they're not showing very much.
Shades of last week at Moorabbin.
The game starts in the centre, and this is where they must get it. They've got their best and fairest of last year. Micken in there. They've got to get in and get the hard ball.
Micken wins the tap down. Riccardi and Hart. McGrath out wide to centre wing. Crows had the numbers out there. Hart trying to paddle the ball further forward, and the ball taken over the boundary line right in the centre wing position.
Just an observation on the starting 4 the Crows had in then. They had Micken, they had McDermott, they had McGuinness and Schwert. Schwert started, he's tagging Bairstow. He started on the Adelaide goal side of Bairstow, which is very strange for a tagger.
Solid knock. Speaking of Bairstow, went straight through there, and things becoming a trifle willy.
Well, that's what you'd expect, Peter. You'd expect the Crows to come out and start using a bit of muscle. Let the Cats know that they mean business.
So a bounce by umpire Sheehan, close to the boundary line on the centre wing position, knocked down by Handley and taken over the boundary line by Forsman, who kicked a beautiful left foot snap earlier in the quarter. Geelong's tally so far of 7-2. They lead by 5 goals. Under 6 minutes left in the term. Handley and Micken do battle again. McGrath had a few less than memorable games at fullback earlier in the year. Forsman, 55 metres out, spears a beautiful pass into Brownless, and this could be their 8th and Brownless' 2nd. He won't have trouble with the distance.
Well, no fault of Nigel Smart's on this occasion. You can't beat an opponent when he gets the ball delivered like that. An excellent kick from Forsman, who's playing himself into his first state jumper, possibly.
Brownless from 40 metres out, 3.5 metres between each post. That's a goal. So Brownless gets his 2nd and the Cats 8th. They notch up 50 points already. 8-2 to 2-2 at Kardinia Park.
Yes, well, this is becoming a bit of a hiding. They really must find something now, the Crows. Forsman's lovely left foot kick to Billy Brownless, and I'm sure he is grateful for his move back to his right position at full forward.
So Ablett 2 and Brownless 2. Singles to Stoneham, Forsman, Brown and Bairstow for Geelong. Klug and Liptak, the goal kickers for the Crows. We come back to the centre. Micken and Handley. This time it's Handley. And once more Geelong out of the centre. Forsman went through solidly. Didn't get use of the ball. Back to centre wing. Ingerson. Well tackled by McGrath.
Ball spills free. Hocking tries to get a hand pass. Effective in the end to McGrath. McGrath up towards left half forward. At the moment, that's about as far as they're going. And the mark is taken by Bickley. Maynard. Kelly. Quick hand pass again. Back to Bickley. Onto Maynard. Maynard kicks to half forward. Position they've been really so far in this match. And Rogers.
Much better from Rogers, coming out, taking the ball in the hands.
Darcy, cornered. Liptak, too far out to score. Tried to find Klug, but Geelong, numbers are plenty. Jarman, good tackle on Hinkley. Ball touched off the boot. Jamison. Forsman let it go for Rogers. Miles backs into the pack. Ball shot out. Gee, that was almost a throw. Did the umpire ping that? He did. Liptak not having much luck. He's one of their goal kickers so far. Hocking goes out to Handley.
Handley up from the back pocket towards the wing. Riccardi by himself decides to run, intent on drawing a man. Not a good work though there. And getting the ball over the top, trying to work it, but Adelaide's going to get a free kick.
Pretty soft free kick there. Adelaide backed into the pack, but there was no way that was infringed from the Crows.
Riccardi should have punched that last ball. Still, Adelaide got the free. Mighty spiral punt down towards the pocket. Brownless wrestled across the boundary line by Maynard.
Well, Geelong have got loose players all over the ground. I look across the field, the Crows are just walking to pick their men up. It's not good signs here for Adelaide.
8-2 plays 2-2. Boundary throw in. No, it's going to be a bounce. Whistle blown before the ball crossed the boundary line. Held to Brownless at the umpire. Hughes crashing his way through Poole. Good snap. Misses to the close side. Minor score then. The margin 37 points. There's the time remaining. Trevor Poole has been busy. 7 possessions so far in this opening term. The Cats really dominating possession. Lee, where will he go? Some indecision. Kicks for distance towards the outer side. Mickens in front. Smart from the side. Forsman has been lively. Scott going nowhere, confronted by Micken, and from behind Hart had him. So we'll have a bounce on the outer side. Right half forward flank position. Good crowd watching this game, considering Adelaide, of course, wouldn't attract too many today. This crowd celebrating Geelong's great recent form. Hughes still got the hand pass away. This is Scott, pulls it back for Brownless. Up he goes, couldn't hang on. Ablett kicking at his third. That's close. Oh, it's a great goal.
3 to Ablett.
9-3 to 2-2.
Yes, and Ben Hart just hanging his head. He had the job on Adelaide on that occasion. And he'd be thinking, what do I have to do? Have a look at the skills on this man. Reads it magnificently and just pops around a lazy 50-metre one on the left foot. He does that with the barest amount of training.
Under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Can Geelong make it 10 for the term? We seem to be speaking of records continually for the Cats. Last week at Carrara, and this is their highest first quarter score this year. Liptak up to Rogers. Klug. It was Darcy with that kick. Rogers is down there, and a little bit of attention.
Well, there's a well-weighted kick from Klug there. He had time to look up and saw Jamison at the back of the contest. So he popped the ball over the top.
Jamison, arguably the best kick in the side, won't have trouble with distance. And he's about 30 metres out directly in front, so to say it's a handy goal, if in fact he kicks it, would be the understatement of the day so far. Drifting off, have to wait on the goal umpire. He's got the goal. So Jamison gets his first and the Crows third. So just on 6 goals the difference. 9-3 to 3-2.
That was a better performance from the Crows. They won the ball well out of the centre there. Micken has got an advantage over Handley. He is winning the tap, so they should have first use of the ball. Hasn't worked out that way so far. Once again, Klug being the man to set up the Crows' goal.
Of course, Klug kicked a beautiful goal himself earlier in the quarter with that spiral punt kick from outside 50. They need more of him, don't they? So back into the centre. 37 points the difference. We have a minute and a half left in the first quarter. superb term from the Cats so far. Handley and Mickendu battle. Liptak and McGrath collide. Riccardi, his 7th possession, out to Scott. Scott leaves them in his wake. Still he goes, almost within kicking distance. He'll be looking for Brownless. He fell over, and Ablett's got it. Well, if you don't get him on the merry-go-round, you'll pick him up on the carousel.
I think this one came off Brownless's hand. Yes, I think there was a bit of a touch there, but a great show of pace from Robert Scott. He took on Bickley, looked at him with almost contempt and said, "Catch me if you can," and he sprinted away, and that man, Ablett, I wonder if they can send a message to the USA to see if Michael Jordan can come and pick this man up.
I wonder if Ablett can make it 4 for the quarter and 10 for the term for Geelong. That's his 4th goal for the quarter, Geelong's 10th for the term. Well, 4 goals to Ablett as the Cats 10-3 lead Adelaide 3-2.
Well, here's the show of pace. One bounce to Scott. Has plenty of time, nobody running at him, so he's not forced to kick. There's the slip, there's the touch, and a good slips catch from Ablett.
Shades of Steve Waugh and Alan Border.
Exactly. And still out.
Yes. Crows and Shippers out at the present time. All sorts of trouble, the Crows. Handley taken by Liptak, who boots it towards half forward. 20 seconds remaining in this opening term. Bairstow, who's been quiet. Liptak's got him.
Holding the ball.
Holding the ball, says the umpire. Liptak.
Only 1 kick and 3 handballs to Bairstow, so has been quiet.
Good centre half forward. Handley the mark. Hinkley's got it to McGrath. We're running out of time though. Siren time. Well, the crowd at Cardinia Park couldn't get to Carrara last weekend, certainly the bulk of them, but they've seen much the same thing in this opening term. Geelong 10-3, Adelaide 3-2 as the Cats do an encore.
Don't forget, tomorrow, round 8 continues from Subiaco, the West Coast in Footscray. The Bulldogs yet to win in the West, but they're currently on top of the ladder. The West Coast in 10th position. Check your local guides for details of the coverage. Should be a good match. And here at Cardinia Park, quarter time, the Cats running away with it at the moment. Gary Ablett has 4 goals and Brownless 2. For Adelaide, John Klug and Matthew Liptak have each kicked a goal, and the other one came from Rodney Jamieson late in the term. So they've certainly got the job ahead of them. Let's go down to Max Stevens.
Well, Peter Graham Corns, pretty much more of the same. Last week at Moorabbin, they weren't getting the ball out of the centre first, and that's the same situation here at Cardinia Park. To be competitive on this ground, that's exactly what you've got to do. But some positive signs in that quarter, believe it or not. John Klug, that magnificent goal, and Adelaide's on-ball players, he reckons, are doing particularly well. Incidentally, Tony McGuinness playing a pretty good first quarter. Graham Corns is going to have to, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to figure this one out, but he's going to have to definitely keep a close eye on Gary Ablett, and Ben Hart trying his best on him in that first quarter. Some food for thought. Geelong last week against Brisbane, they averaged a goal every 3 minutes, gentlemen, and one good thing though, the good news for Adelaide is they do have the win this quarter.
I bet they wish it was a cyclone. Quarter time scores from other grounds. Let's take a look at them. St Kilda and Melbourne. The Saints doing it well, 7-4 to Melbourne 1-2. North Melbourne 5-6 leading the Bombers 1-1, and Richmond 4-5 trailing Fitzroy 7-1. So some big scores kicked in all games so far as round 8 continues, as we are about to continue here at Cardinia Park. Second term from Cardinia Park. Geelong 10-3 leading Adelaide 3-2. What breeze there is favouring Adelaide in this term. Micken taps down. McGuinness with a quick kick out of the centre. More of that for Crows supporters, certainly. Riccardi, Jarman, Liptak, Hocking, good tackle. Kelly runs into Brian Sheehan. Riccardi into the back of Klug, and that might be a free kick. It will be a free kick.
And so it should be. And let's hope that the Crows can really lift themselves. They've got to maintain a positive attitude, and they can get a couple of goals early. It may swing things around a bit.
He kicked a spiral punt goal at the other end in the first quarter. Maybe a little bit closer, too far out to score this one, of course. He's gone for the spiral again. It's a mammoth kick. He landed in the square marking contest and off the hands of the Packs. So the Crows getting the first score of the second term and only one behind. So 3-3 to 10-3, 7 goals the difference. 7 quick goals and they'd be back in it. The way Geelong kicked them in the first quarter, that doesn't really take that long to score 7 goals. And waiting behind the pack, doing it with consummate ease, is Poole. And away goes Hinkley. Kicks inside 50 at Geelong's forward line, pretty open. Barry Stodham, who got first goal of the match. Can he make it first goal of the second quarter as well? Judging by the way he's going back, I think he fancies himself, Gerard, a chance.
Yes, it'll be a pretty good kick from there, but Ken Hinkley is being impressive again. 23 kicks last week, and once again giving them drive off the half-back line.
Stonham's kick, behind if he's lucky. He's not, out of bounds on the full, so a bad kick, and the free kick in the back pocket will be taken by the man on screen, Scott Lee. It should be.
Well, last week Lockett and Lowe killed them as the Adelaide Crows, and today you look at the matchups and they're all unkind to the Crows again. Stoneham too tall for his marker. That's Maynard packing to the air. Maynard takes a very good mark from behind that time. Smart on Brownless, Wiedemann on Brown, all conceding height down there. All the marking duels you'd expect on the forward line for the Cats do favour them. McGrath was up, couldn't hang on. This is Bairstow at close quarters to Hocking. Got Ingerson in the air. Handley, good tackle from behind by Tregenza. It comes to McGuinness. Puts it back towards half forward. Miles with support. Darcy took his eye off the ball. Klug was held a long time, didn't have it. Liptak's run on down the ground. Klug goes across field, finds McDermott. Still Liptak is running down the ground to this situation. The ball is loose behind. Kelly's got it. Tries to get it across to Liptak, who arrives now. Well, he ran down the middle of the ground. There was no one near him, but the Crows couldn't get him the ball, and it will be thrown in the right full forward pocket for Adelaide, who trail 3-3 to 10-3.
Darcy just makes up the 80.
Ingerson gets it out of bounds.
One of the big traps for Geelong, of course, is to get away from the basics and try and play champagne football, doing individual stuff. They must keep their nose to the grindstone and continue to work for each other.
Here's Jarman. Snaps. Very good effort. Beauty.
Jarman's first goal in the second quarter, or first of the second quarter, 10-3 to 4-3.
Yes, a good snap from Jarman. I like this move, having him up in the forward line. He's very creative with his hands and can kick goals. In fact, he's had a number of opportunities today and could have 2 or 3, and there we see him shouting encouragement to his players.
Well, they need him to fire. 36 points the margin. Micken, who's done pretty well in there. Sanderson to McDermott, who swings it out wide. Hinckley's in front. Maynard has gone under the forward line, worked under the ball. Hinckley, a very good defender these days. Played 11 senior games with Fitzroy. Boots it back towards midfield. Tregenza hit him in the face. It ricochets across to Stoneham, who boots it down towards right half forward. Ablett.
Well, he's still got a good turn of speed, Gary Ablett, getting to the veteran stage, but you never know it. And hardly ever waste a kick, this time finding Trevor Poole. Poole from outside 50 will look for Brownless, stands his ground and marks.
Well, that was pretty ordinary from Nigel Smart there. Once again, he ran under the ball. Poor judgment. If he had it just propped there, we see him watching the man. You can't do that. You must watch the ball. Gets himself out of position, and Brownless takes the simplest of marks.
They won't have any trouble kicking the distance. He got 2 in the first quarter. He kicked 1 into Corio Bay. He kicked it that far. 35 metres out. Angle not a problem. He may have missed. Brownless's tally stands at 2 goals, 1. And the Cats move to 10-4. Their first score of the second quarter, 10-4 to 4-3. Crows have added 1 goal, 1. Lee will kick to the outer side. Crows have the numbers. Ingerson up in front. Riccardi punches down. Slapped out the front. McDermott takes the hand pass. Bring it up towards the centre. Poole in front. Shuffled at the front by Mansfield. Away goes Bairstow, who's been fairly quiet, certainly by his standards so far. Up towards Ablett. Off the hands. And the great man has missed. So his tally stands at 4 goals, 1.
Well, I guess it just proves that he is human after all.
You don't think he'll get dragged?
Well, I guess Blight would be thinking about it. He, of course, was dragged himself kicking a goal once by Ron Barassi.
North Melbourne, that's right. He kicked it from the boundary line and he was taken off straight away. So Lee again to kick in. A pretty busy game so far. Ball's been down there a lot. Micken up in front. Didn't really try to take the mark. Stoneham. Caddens into McDermott. Inside the centre square it will be a bounce. 19 3/4 minutes left in the half.
10 possessions to McDermott, as always, working hard. Bounce just inside the centre square. Handley wins it down. McDermott again at the base of the pack, booting towards half forward. Maynard appeared to get to the back of Hinckley. No free kick. Lip tack. Hinckley did very well to get him. It was thrown away. Mansfield comes away with the ball to Bairstow. A few of the Cats cheating a little bit on that. Hanging back. Bairstow was one. Poole another. They work the 1-2 down towards right half forward. All too easy. Get it to Brown. 35 metres out. Brown, good looking kick. Hits the far post.
There's just a couple of signs here of a little bit of lairising from the Cats. They're all playing possession football. I think you were right there, Dennis. They were out of position there. McGuinness and co were running down, doing the right thing, making the play, and the Cats were hanging back. Unfortunately, with the dispossession, they ended up with the ball.
10-6 to 4-3. On the outer side, here's Forsman. Here's trouble. He's a talented player, Forsman. Good effort from there. Lee did very well going back on Brownless. Fisted through for a minor score. Darren Forsman, 7 possessions so far. And generally, they're tilling, aren't they?
They certainly are, but that was an excellent example of a player running back with a flight of the ball and maintaining an eye on the ball.
Lee kicks in. Forsman in front. Ingerson. McGuinness well pinned. Geelong supporters looking for a free kick for holding the ball. No, says umpire Brian Cheek.
Has to go the first time.
So a pretty crowded bounce it will be. Micken, Ingerson. Oh gee, that was nearly a throw. Finally a little toe poke. The ball kicked over the boundary line. On the centre wing position. Scott in front position, doesn't get the football. And the bounce to take place 50 metres from goal. A little bit of a lull in proceedings after that onslaught in the first quarter by Geelong, in which they booted 10 goals 3, Ablett snaring 4 of those. I guess it's pretty hard to keep up that tempo for a great period of time. Scott, a ball, thought about giving it to Bairstow, now he finally does. Bairstow from 25 metres out goes goalwards and has got the goal. But Bairstow brings up his second, and Geelong go further ahead 11-7 to 4-3.
Well, not a great deal of pressure there once again from the Crows. We see Scott here fumble the ball. Almost comes off Bairstow's hand, but he's the one that ends up with it. Swings around on his right foot, kicks a pretty easy goal, no pressure at all.
73 weighs 27. Micken decisively down to McGuinness. But it go the distance, not according to the umpire. Riccardi's hand pass straight back to Micken again. He's worked pretty hard since coming back into this side. Good to see. For 3 seasons, the skipper with the Brisbane Bears. Best and fairest for the Crows last season. Sitting it out early this season has obviously given him an appetite. Handley beats him this time though. Kelly going nowhere. McDermott had his hand pass charged down by Mansfield. 60 metres out. Mansfield down towards full forward. Brown's in front, almost the mark. Couldn't hang on. Bad luck for him. Brownless has got it. Brownless tries to lay it off. Wiedemann comes away with it. Not a good kick though. Needed to hug the boundary line. Forsman open goal, and he's got it.
Not a good option by Wiedemann. He had a player going past Gerard, ignored him, and the kick was an absolute shocker, wasn't it?
Yes, a very poor play from Wiedemann. He has been off the boil a little bit the last couple of weeks after an excellent start to the season. Here we see Brownless trying to barge through with strength. A good snare from Wiedemann, but poor skills in disposal. Allows Forsman in for the easiest of goals. And the Cats continue their onslaught.
Forsman's tally is 2 goals 2 out of Geelong's total of 12-7. The Crows languishing on 4 goals 3. Hart, Tregenza. Quick kick from a standing start up towards half forward. Hinkley though was in the road. It's around Jarman. Low trajectory kick to the man of the match so far, and Gary Ablett. He won't score a goal from there. Well, it could be a big statement when you speak about him. Oh, lovely mark, Poole. And his name written on that one. Poole has scored 1 behind so far. He should be able to add to that tally with this kick. If in fact he has a shot at goal, and all indications are that he will. The Richmond player, stint at Geelong so far, seems to have brought out the best in him. He'll kick from right on 50. Bends it from right to left, or left to right. Didn't really get the distance with it. Ablett trying to go off the ground with strength. Lee not letting him go anywhere.
Yes, and Scott Lee will find himself in a little bit of trouble if he continues to attack the player as he did on that occasion. Attempted short jab to the stomach of Ablett. Might have hurt his hand, actually.
Micken taps down, smart. Brown, Ablett, what can he do from there? He was almost expecting a goal. Ball hacked out of the pack and ultimately raced through by Hart for a rush behind to Geelong. Still the annoyance of the crowd. 12-8 to 4-3. Lee again kicks in. He's done plenty of that so far today. I think he's going to have to do plenty more too, judging by the way the pattern of this game is going. Hart from right half back flank. McGrath at the back, couldn't handle it. Handley. Pretty mobile for a big fellow. Gets the ball back to the centre field area, and Brown takes a nice mark. The catch really on fire. The forward line is open. It has been continually. Hughes around one player in Micken. Up towards full forward. Ablett lets it go. Scott, can he kick a goal? He can from close in, and he's stopped it. So Scott gets his first, and the avalanche continues at Kardinia Park. It's 13-8 to 4-3.
Yes, and Scott Lee appealing for a free kick there. We see Micken coming off the ground, and Sean ran on for his first run. Wayne Wiedemann's also off the ground, and Jonathan Ross has come on. Wiedemann obviously paying the price for that indiscretion down there. But a good little goal from Robert Scott. He's been in terrific form this season, and he's going on with it.
Limbo dancing goal from Robert Scott. Arching back, almost sliding into the goal post there. The margin 86 to 27. Wren on the ground. Gets a kick. Wiedemann's off the ground, incidentally, replaced by Ross. Riccardi finds Couch, who's been pretty quiet so far. Couch left half forward. Centres the ball. Ablett with the run. His hands to it, couldn't hang on. Smart. Schwert comes away. Runs towards midfield, kicking towards half forward, taken by Mansfield. In front of Germany, boots it back towards the half forward line. Scott couldn't control it. Bickley was in there initially. McDermott to Lee. Mansfield again. 13-8 to 4-3.
Mansell's playing almost loose across that half back line now, because Andrew Jarman is down on their half back line, almost in a kick chasing role.
Adelaide will get a free kick in their half-back flank position. Will be taken by Ingerson. Pushed in the back. He certainly puts in, does this man. Anthony Ingerson tries very hard. Puts it towards the outer side wing. Riccardi was up in front. It falls behind. McGrath does well twice. Hinckley's got it. In trouble. Fell over. Sliding in there was Maynard. And he's holding the ball. Well, that's a pretty tough decision against Hinckley. Across it comes to Sanderson, who boots it inside the attacking 50. Oh, almost a very clever mark to Jamison in front. Rogers gets it away, taken by Handley, who boots it for Poole.
Poole tried for 2 bites, not successful. The ball out of bounds at the Crows' left half forward flank. That punch coming from Kelly. So throw in close to the 50-metre line. Handley up high and gets a quick kick out of the pack. Jarman looks for a free kick for holding the ball. There is none according to the umpire, and it will be a bounce under 12 minutes left in the half. So a couple of tough weeks on the road for the Crows. No sign of any let-up here this afternoon against this relentless Geelong combination. Klug punches out, ill-directed because it comes back ultimately to Couch. The Brownlow medalist onto McGrath. And he's a much improved player from the last time I saw him. Couch again. Weighted numbers, but not this time. Bickley. It's Maynard from Tregenza. And Jamison has to go the punch to try to get it away from Rogers. He was caught well out of position. Not too happy about it. And the ball through for only one behind to the Adelaide Crows.
Better play from the Crows there. For the first time we've seen today, they're hunting in numbers, and they force that mistake from Couch and have a ball in their forward line.
13-8 to 4-4 it is. Mansfield and Maynard, the 2 M's. And it's Maynard to come down with the mark. Too far out to score. Knows that. Goes for the hand pass. McDermott. A long bomb. Goal umpire hasn't moved, and that's a goal. So Chris McDermott getting his first for the afternoon. And Adelaide get their 5th. 13-8 to 5-4.
Better play from the Crows. You see Maynard, who's changed places with Ingerson. Ingerson now down onto Barry Stoneham. Takes a good mark and whips it out to McDermott, who kicks a long goal with the wind. His first for the afternoon, and he's having a good day.
Thirteen possessions for Chris McDermott. Here's Schwert up from half back in desperate trouble. Advantage is going to be paid. Now it'll come back and be Schwert's free kick. Inside the centre square, he boots it towards half forward. Ross coming up to meet the ball. Mansfield had the speed. Awkward bounce for the pair of them. It finishes up with Jarman. Hurried kick. Rogers takes this defensive mark. From the South Australian. Came across and played initially with Essendon. Forsman's kick, not a particularly good one towards the outer side. Bickley away to Tregenza. Tregenza just outside the 50. Long kick. Back goes Buse. And claims the mark right on the line. Wants to go. Did play on. Now goes to Rogers. He's in the right back pocket. Comes Members side with a kick. Poole an awkward half volley. It ricochets across to Jarman. He pulls it back. Great vision. Finds Klug on the 50. A runner inside McDermott from 45 metres. Can he kick another one? No, he's missed to the left-hand side. A minor score. Adelaide a 5-5 and Geelong a 13-8.
Better signs here from the Crows. They're attacking the ball and they're working as a team. Just got to get a couple more conversions on the board.
Forsman takes the kick in. McDermott's tally now 1-1. More kicked in this quarter in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Marking contest on centre wing. Big pack of players there. Who can take the mark? Mansfield's hand pass. Long now towards centre wing. Ablett applies a tackle on his opponent down there in Hart. Stoneham. Centering kick. Long forward line been very open all day. Bickley now to the running Scott Lee. Gets away from Paul Brown. Wobbly kick up towards centre field. Forsman up one hand. McGuinness on Hocking. McGuinness wins out. Tries for Jarman. Too far for him. And the ball over the boundary line in front of Jamieson and Andrew Rogers for a throw in just inside the 50-metre line. Stats perhaps tell us a story, don't they? Ross behind Handley. Buse looks for Riccardi. Jarman. McGrath has the front running. Good shepherd by Rogers. They've gained about 15 to 20 metres.
Just got hurt there.
Free kicks in the second quarter, 6-0. Again, there's not so many free kicks as where you get boundary throw in. Hand Klug up high. Hasn't got the height. Free kick, says the umpire.
I think Andrew Rogers is much the worse for wear just out of the picture there. He went to Shepherd, you called it, Pete, but the Adelaide player put up his knee. And Rogers copped it right in the ribs.
That wouldn't do him much good. Here it is again. Well, it's a Crows free kick to Ross. He's been on the ground that long. Shouldn't have any trouble. Jonathan Ross from 35 metres out. The angle won't be a problem either. He's got the goal. And Jonathan Ross getting the goal for the Crows. Rogers looks anything but well. 13-8 to 6-5.
Yes, well, that's his first goal for the season. Jonathan Ross came on to replace Wiedemann after Wiedemann's indiscretion and kicked the ball well from 35 metres.
.45 points the difference. Crows showing a bit of grit. Liptak gets it away. Here's Schwert running down towards half forward. Very high kick. Jamieson from behind. Oh, and he was niggled on the ground there. The blind side of the umpire. Now it's to be hoped the Crows don't lose that ball. But certainly if we watch that again, I think it was Hinkley who slipped one or two in on the ground, or certainly went for an uncomfortable grip on Jamieson. Watch them when they come down. Jamison's got the ball. Hinkley goes in. Watch his left hand.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a love tap there from Kenny Hinkley, but Jamieson took exception, and I guess that's justified.
Was made famous by another current league coach, that tackle, wasn't it, Gerard?
Yes, it's a Tom Hafey one.
So Jamieson directly in front. Puts it through. Good mark, good kick. 7-5, plays 13-8.
Well, they're hanging in, aren't they? But that first quarter burst of 10-3 to 3-2 might be the difference between the two sides.
Well, there it was again, the little kidney punch.
Actually, Tommy Hafey wasn't the man I had in mind.
I was trying to be nice.
Viewers can work out who we're speaking about. Sort of things that go on the blind side of the umpire.
Everybody's under suspicion now as a result of that.
That's all good fun, Dennis. Back into the centre. Crows coming back a little bit in this term. And it's going to be a free kick from the centre square. It's going Geelong's way. Handley, who's done well today. Kicks to half forward and Forsman. Riccardi on the run inside 50 will have a shot at goal. They haven't missed too many today, and he hasn't missed that one. So again, Geelong getting the quick reply through Peter Riccardi. That's his first goal of the day. The Cats 14th, 14-8-92 to 7-5-47.
Yes, well, Riccardi and Tregenza have had a pretty good battle out on the wing. Had fair share of the ball, both players. Riccardi's kicked 5 goals now for the season, and he's another one of the left footers from Geelong.
8 Geelong players have now kicked goals out of their tally of 14. Gary Ablett, the leading contributor, with 4. And there he is getting another kick, although he hasn't kicked a goal in this term so far. It's a strong mark for Stoneham in front of Ingerson. Barry Stoneham kicked the first goal of the match.
Now this is another area where Stoneham can improve a little bit.
He would have got a free kick anyway, wouldn't he?
Yes, no question of that. Set shots at goal. He missed a couple last year in the final series that were fairly important. He's so talented, these should be a soda.
From 49 metres, Barry Stoneham has got the goal, his second. So the Cats just stepping on the accelerator when required. Stoneham gets his second. He's got one in each quarter now. 15-8-98 to 7-5-47.
And on replay, we see both players running with the flight of the ball. Ingerson jumps early, but Stoneham is the one with better judgment. And I get the feeling that Geelong's grand final aspirations hinge around that player.
Eight kicks for 2 goals for Barry Stoneham as Bairstow boots the Cats out of the middle. So suddenly that goal from Jamison has heralded a real spark from the Cats. Here's Poole, and he misses. He got the ball from Brown. He should have done better.
2 behinds. Trevor Poole has kicked.
Under 6 minutes till half-time, and Geelong in control, 15-9 to 7-5. Here's Lee. Goes towards the outer side. Wren is the target out there. In from the side, Hart did well. It's going to be a Geelong free kick. Riccardi will get it.
As Wren just nudged Riccardi out with his hands as he put the hands up in the air for a mark.
So Riccardi, left half forward, goes for distance towards the kickoff line. Ablett missed his step on his approach there on his flight path. It's taken by Bairstow, and Bairstow gets the goal in any case. 3 for Bairstow, and it's 16-9 to 7-5. Geelong have kicked the last 3 goals when Adelaide really needed one.
There's 3 goals for number 3 here. We see him weaving his way through the pack. Once again, limited pressure from the Crows. Bairstow, 7 kicks, 4 handballs. Hasn't been dominant, but he's starting to work his way into the game, and 3 goals, well, he's certainly playing his part.
Still 5 minutes before half-time, and the Cats get their 16th, and Bairstow gets his 3rd. 105 to 47. Another avalanche for Geelong. McGuinness gets pushed off at Wren's quick kick up towards centre half forward. Geelong again have the numbers. Jarman, though, beats 3 of them. Gives the hand pass away to Matthew Liptak, and Liptak shoots at goal, but from point-blank range has missed and registered only 1 behind. That would have been more than handy.
Interesting figure, Pete. At half-time last week at Carrara, Geelong had 16-9. They're ahead of record pace, if we're talking Kieran Perkins language.
Well, maybe it'll be a negative split, Dennis. Might not quite get there. We'll see. The way they're going, they'll certainly give it a nudge, won't they?
Yep.
So Tregenza. Let's go down to Max Stevens on the boundary.
Andrew Rogers went off the ground just before. Situation is he's only winded and have a bit of a rest and can come back if required.
Well, that's good because he got a nasty knock. Scott being tackled by two of them. He gets penalised for holding the ball. And Big Red is going to take the free kick. No, he's not. Stand corrected on that. It's going to be McGuinness.
And from 50 metres out, with the wind, he would be certainly a good show of kicking this goal. Crows have missed a couple of easy ones in the last 5 minutes.
And he's gone in short. McDermott will have the shot at goal.
And he's one of the people I was referring to. He has kicked one goal this quarter, but followed up not so long after with another point. An easy shot.
McDermott inside 50 and gets underneath it. Shocking kick out of bounds on the full. Tony McGuinness should have had the shot at goal, Gerard.
Yes, the approach to the goal there from McDermott was a little bit stuttered. Didn't look confident going towards the goal. Should have gone back and really had a far better run up at the ball.
One of the Cats rookies, David Mensch, who started on the bench. No pun intended there. Scott. Wild hand pass comes to Schwert. Schwert kicks from outside 50. Not a bad looking kick. It was just touched, I think, by Mensch on the line. It was. And so through for only one behind. By Stephen Schwert, his first score of the day. 16-9 to 7-7. 105 to 49. And we've got 3 minutes left in the half. McGrath in front. Punches the ball to the front of the pack. Intended for Mansfield. Miles comes steaming through, but there is a free kick. Will be going Geelong's way to Mansfield. The right half-back flank. Kicks to centre wing. Ingerson underneath it. Stoner. Down goes Kelly. Stoner. The ball across his body and a well-directed kick. Scott gets cleaned up as he takes a very courageous mark. And he too appears to be winded.
Excellent mark from Robert Scott. Eyes only for the ball. In no doubt. He would have had no doubt in his mind that he was going to be collected, and he paid the price, and he'll get up and take a shot.
Somebody else might take the kick for him if he can't. Aaron Forsman standing by, ready to kick. Forsman's already kicked 2 goals himself. Scott has kicked 1. Scott is going to take the kick.
Very rarely see a rover give away a chance at shooting for goal.
So Kevin Bartlett got his nickname. Brownless making a lead. We're kicking from about 50 to 52 metres. Jarman standing on the mark. Kicks into the square. That's a beautiful mark for Brownless. He beat about 11 for that. Huge pack of players down there. Watch this again. Great grab from Billy.
Well, there's a fair bit of talent going for this mark. Stoneham at the back, Ablett underneath it, and Billy comes down with the ball.
He's got his third. The Brownless' tally 3 goals, 1, and the Cats, as was pointed out, 17-9 to 7-7. They're ahead of record score pace. Will they get it?
The posters and the record in danger.
They are in danger.
That's like kick the kick at training, isn't it?
Yes, and I'm sure Bill Brownless dominated that at school, and he's really coming back into his best form, particularly in the marking area.
17-9 to 7-7. McGuinness towards half forward. Mansfield has done very well since coming on from half back, very high towards half forward. It hangs in the breeze. Ingerson gets it on the ground. Stoneham does well. Tregenza couldn't control it. Forsman comes in. Tackled by Tregenza, still they go. Riccardi has been lively, down towards half forward. Brownless gave somebody a shove, then had the ball, then lost it. Lee, grabbed by Brownless, gets the kick away. Riccardi put a fist on it, then applies the tackle on McGuinness, and there'll be a ball up. The crowd wanting holding the ball in that situation.
A little bit casual in his approach there, Riccardi. Didn't really want that with enough desire, and he put the one hand out and ended up losing it.
Inside the last minute of this first half, dominated by the Cats. Well, Couch just went limp in the tackle, and we'll have a bounce. Ball Couch hasn't seen a lot of the ball today, just 5 possessions. There's Riccardi on the boundary. Bounces out of bounds in the pocket. 17-9, plays 7-7. Ablett 4 goals.
All in the first quarter.
Yes, and 3 apiece to Bairstow and Brownless, 2 each to Stoneham and Forsman. And for the Crows, their only multiple goal scorer, Jamison, with 2. Here's Scott, could have been taken high, no free kick. And the umpire decides to ball it up once more. So the clock is down to 13 seconds now. The best thing that can happen here for the Crows is the siren and a chance to get off the ground and maybe regroup. Lee towards the boundary line. Stoneham on the boundary, pulls it back and hits the post. And the score will count.
Barry Stoneham's tally is now 2 goals, 1.
So half-time at Cardinia Park, and Geelong 17-10 with the Adelaide Crows 7-7.
Well, what a quarter by Geelong. They only kicked 7 goals. They got 10-3 in the first term and kicked 7-7 in the second. And that tells us, Stuart, that they've had an awful lot of the football.
Yes, they've had plenty of scoring shots, and Gary Ablett, of course, got them away to a flying start. But I want to congratulate Ben Hart, who's stuck at the task well. In fact, Ablett didn't kick a goal that quarter, which is something for him this season. He's had some unbelievable performances. It's always going to be a difficult task for the young player. Now we see Nigel Smart coming off the ground. He's been badly beaten so far today, and there he is, Superman. Gary Ablett losing his hair, but still losing none of his amazing ability.
And so at half-time, the Cats in a commanding position, 17-10, 112 to Adelaide, 7-7-49. We'll return to Cardinia Park in just a minute. 63 points the difference, but I'm sure Malcolm Blight will be telling his players we haven't got the match won yet, because against Hawthorn a couple of seasons back at Princes Park, they led by nearly that at half-time and they got beaten. So anything can happen in football, but Gary Ablett has 4, Bairstow 3, Brownless 3, Stoneham 2 and Forsman 2, their major contributors. And for Adelaide, Rodney Jamieson, their only multiple goal kicker with 2 goals. The other singles have come from Ross, Liptak, Klug, McDermott and Andrew Jarman. Of course, the big football game during the week was Thursday night, when over 80,000 fans journeyed to the MCG to see the big centenary match between Collingwood and Carlton. It was a tremendous night for all concerned, especially Carlton supporters. Collingwood had no reason to celebrate at the end. Stephen Phillips reports.
Carlton and Collingwood's 100-year celebration coincides with that of Melbourne's 150 years. Happy birthday, Melbourne!
Rival coaches Lee Matthews and David Parkin weren't being fooled by the bright lights. They reckoned it was just another footy match. For the 83,000 who packed into the MCG on a perfect Thursday night in May, however, it was the match of the century. The celebration of 100 years of hostilities between Carlton and Collingwood. It was a night when the legends of the two clubs went on parade, rising like ghosts from the past in the eerie and dimly lit Coliseum. It was a night when the big guns were trotted out. It was arguably the most publicised home and away match in any code in Australian sporting history. And 3 of football's most famous voices were dusted off for the call. Whitten, Williamson and Richards were in the wings as the two teams locked horns, an almost traditional opener to these momentous clashes. Collingwood skipper Tony Shaw was the first casualty. A scalp wound would see him bloodied but unbowed. Collingwood started at a ferocious pace. Krasiska setting the standard.
Krasiska from 50 metres. A lovely kick by Krasiska is Collingwood's first goal.
Up forward, the Magpies looked strong. Only their kicking let them down.
But he's missed it, hit the post, and the score's at dead level.
Kernahan had kicked the Blues first from a free and set up their second.
And the umpire doesn't move. It's a goal to Carlton.
Carlton trailed by 2 points at quarter time. Parkin had some reason to feel confident, and when Williams set the Blues alight early in the second term, they'd hit the lead. Watson had chances up forward for the Magpies, but the pressure looked to be getting to him. Kernahan was having no such problems. This would bring up goal number 4.
There it is on its way, and there's no doubt about that. It's right through the middle for a goal.
Peter Dacos had been working hard. He was rewarded with his second, the margin 2 points.
About the Macedonian marble, what a goal.
The 204th AFL clash between the two old rivals was tough, but Collingwood was on the receiving end.
And there's his first goal. Carlton lead by 8 points. Monkhorst lost it. Bradley chips into Brown. Here's danger for Collingwood. Brown sets sail for home, and there's another one for the Blues.
Half-time, Carlton had opened its lead to 11 points. Free kicks would alter the whole nature of the game. Kernahan bringing up his 5th goal.
Looks pretty good. It's another goal to the captain.
Silvani would goal from straight in front. Carlton by 18 points. The mark of the night. Watch for Gavin Krasiska.
But a mighty grab coming over the top was taken by Krasiska.
The reply was a beauty.
Oh, Silvani's got it.
Dacos kicked his 3rd after this piece of play.
Kick into the pocket. Magnificent. Dacos.
Kernahan replied with his 6th.
He's going long, 55 metres. It's very, very long, and there is the quick reply.
But Ron DiUlio chipped in with a crucial one just before the break. Collingwood down by 4 goals, and little Francis might well have been out of it. Lee Matthews needed changes, and he needed them quickly, but poor kicking and Carlton's running game left him with few options. Shaw flattened DiUlio, and the resultant goal would put the match beyond doubt.
The first nail in the Collingwood coffin.
And the Carlton youngster let the skipper know his thoughts. The final quarter saw some brilliant marks.
Great mark to Brown.
and some quite incredible goals.
He's still getting around the Collingwood players. Earl Spalding about 40 metres. What a great goal!
Carlton just extended their lead. 100 years after the Blues won the first clash between the two sides, they did it again. Home by 33 points, to the delight of coach David Parkin and the huge crowd.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1992 AFL Premiership season.
It's all history now, so let's check the other three matches being played today, also for 4 points. St Kilda and Melbourne, and the Saints doing it well, 10-6 to 5-2. 5-goal-4 lead at the main change. North Melbourne and Essendon, and North Melbourne 11-7 leading the Bombers 3-8. A bit of a boil over there. The closest game of the day so far, at least, Fitzroy and Richmond, and the Lions, after beating the West Coast out in Hobart last week, struggling today against the Tigers, 10-8, 68 to 8-7, 55. And don't forget, we'll be taking a replay of the St Kilda-Melbourne game immediately following the conclusion of the clash here at Kardinia Park. We'll take a break. Back in just a moment. And welcome back to Kardinia Park, a location at which the Crows certainly had the job ahead of them if they're to get back into this match against Geelong. Bill Sanders is the General Manager of the Adelaide Football Club. He's speaking now with Max Stevens.
Well, Peter, thanks for that, and called you Peter. Bill, welcome to Kardinia Park. Probably not the best of welcomes, but looking at the game so far, how do you see it?
Well, once again, the strength and the aggression of the opposition is something that we have some difficulty with. Their ability to break tackles and hold tackles is something that we've got to learn.
Having a look at the season so far, are you on target? Is this where you expected to be? Or I know you'd like to have won more games, but on target?
Well, 50-50 at this stage. I guess if we look to the end of the year and we're 50-50 and assessing the some of the opposition that we've beaten, it'd be fair to comment then, but I think it's just a bit early at this stage.
Looking at the side, you're starting to breed some of those young players. The Adelaide Crows decided it's time, let's whack those young guys in, get some experience over the next couple of years rather than play someone who's 30 just for the sake of winning one game.
Oh no, there hasn't been a decision taken to that extent, but certainly players like Ben Hart and Brenton Sanderson and company, they're going to be the future of Adelaide, and they need to get experience under their belt, and until such time as we've got players of that calibre with 40 and 50 games, I think we're going to, it'll be a while.
The Adelaide Football Club in general, Bill, is it a learning process each week, like from administration right through to the playing side?
Oh no, I think I'd like to think that we've. You always learn every day. There's no question about that. But I would like to think that we're up with the Victorian clubs in this competition, as far as the administration is concerned. There's no doubt, as I said before, the physical aspect of the game is one where we've got to develop. And once we're there, we've got that side of the game under control, I'm sure we're going to be around the place.
Now, a lot of talk that there's going to be a second team coming in from Western Australia, Fremantle, East Fremantle or whatever. Now, there is talk that if that did happen, that they'd get special draft choices, maybe the first 4 picks out of Adelaide. I mean, is that something that's worrying the Crows?
Well, I've heard that rumour. I've also heard the speculation that there wouldn't be any moratorium, but until such time as that happens, we have no firm thoughts on it. I do believe, though, that prior to another team from Western Australia coming into the competition, the West Coast Eagles really have to get their debts cleared, and they'll be then in a bit better equipped to handle a second team from Perth.
Well, some great supporters in Adelaide, great supporters that get along here. Now, I read in one of the Melbourne papers yesterday that a homosexual group has said that they're getting right behind the Crows. They're asking for people to come with them to follow the Crows. Well, I suppose you don't care who supports you.
No, well, particularly in Victoria, I mean, we'll get whatever support we can, whether it be the Girl Guides, the Boy Scouts, or the homosexual group. But no, if they want to come and barrack for Adelaide, well, we'd certainly welcome that.
OK, Bill, the best of luck for the rest of the season, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, Max.
Thanks, Stephen. Speaking with Bill Sanders, the General Manager of the Adelaide Football Club. We'll take a break from Kardinia Park back in just a moment. Don't forget tomorrow's Sports World, all the highlights of round 8, including the football panel, at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And we're just about set for the second half here at Cardinia Park. Players are taking up their positions. Geelong leading 17-10 to 7-7. Third term from Cardinia Park, 112 plays 49, a difference of over 10 goals in favour of the home side, so the Crows have the job ahead of them. Handley taps down, McDermott tries to get clear, gets tripped up in the process. Wiedemann spins out, he was taken off in the second quarter after an indiscretion. Klug did cost the Crows a goal. Hocking, overrun. Liptak's kick up towards Mensch. McGrath. Wild hand pass, only hit McGrath in the face actually. Ross, who kicked a goal late in the second quarter. The umpire says play on. Ball kicked up towards the 50-metre line. Wren to McDermott. Gives it back to that same player. He's a little bit too slow. Good tackle by Bairstow. Jamieson applies a tackle. The ball spills free. Wren again. McDermott comes out with the ball. Gives it to Klug. He goes for the hand pass. McGuinness's left foot is usually reliable. He shoots at goal and gets it. Just what the Crows wanted to start the second half of the match. Tony McGuinness getting his first goal. He's now kicked 1-1 out of Adelaide's total of 8-7.
Good start to the Crows. Here we see McDermott doing the hard work in the pack, getting the ball out to Klug, who whips it onto one of the most reliable goal kickers in football, and that's Tony McGuinness.
McGuinness 16 possessions so far in the game. Wren wins it down. Klug misses it. Wiedemann slides in, couldn't control it. McGrath going the other way, locks it in, and we'll have a bounce down. 17-10 to 8-7. Crows a long way out of this at the present time. Rucks go at it. Handley gets it down, deflected wide of the pack, taken by Hocking, lacking support. This is Ablett in trouble as well. Kicks it 25 metres the wrong way. The Crows have got the numbers. Mansfield, who's done very well since coming onto the ground, also lacking support. Surrounded by Crows. Jarman has got it. Some very lazy football from Geelong. Jarman misses to the close side.
And Klug showing his anger there. Jarman had a look at him. Klug was on his own 20 metres out from goal. He ignored that option and elected to have the shot. Only a point resulted.
Tregenza from behind. Handley was in front, taken by McDermott. Back to Tregenza. He goes in short. Liptak has marked it. And Liptak is only 25 metres from goal on a 45-degree angle. So suddenly, to start this third term, the Adelaide Crows are sparking.
He's had a good game, Liptak. 10 kicks and 4 handballs. Good play for McDermott to get that ball out.
Player of great promise is Liptak. Having said that, of course, he doesn't quite live up to it. Misses to the right-hand side. Adelaide do get closer. 8-9, 17-10. It's a long journey to get back into this.
Matthew Liptak's tally is now 1 goal 2. He was doing all the attacking in the third quarter so far. Early days yet. Riccardi was the flyer. Couldn't come down with the mark. Applies a tackle arguably too high. Not seen by the umpire. And it will be a bounce just outside 50 as Ablett comes reeling from the pack. No damage done there. And the bounce will decide it. Handley has done well. Ball slapped out to Bairstow. 20-metre hand pass to midfield. He's got Poole running for him. Poole straight down the ground. Brownless on a lead and marks outside 50. Now this kick could test him. He and Jamieson, the best kicks of their respective sides distance-wise. See what Bill can do here. Mammoth drop punt. But only one behind, missing to the near side. So one behind, kicked by Bill Brownless, whose tally is now 3 goals 2 out of Geelong's total of 17 goals 11.
It was an excellent build-up from Geelong there. With Sean Wren dropping back across half forward, though, they're losing out in the ruck. And we saw that ball came initially from Handley in the ruck, who's dominating, because he hasn't got anybody of suitable height to contest with.
Lee again to the outer side. Maynard got a handle on it. Might get another chance here. Rodney Maynard to McDermott. And away they go. Tregenza.
taken by Mansfield. The transfers played to the Memphis stand side, and guess who he's found? He got 4 goals in the first quarter, Gary Ablett. That's still his total. Kick number 14 down towards Brown. Did he get a handle to that? Might have just touched it. It's just a fingernail, otherwise was out on the full.
Terrible kick going in by Tregenza, though. A couple of bounces and then simply kicked it to Mansfield.
It often happened after a run counted. Yep. Wren, good use of the body, but shocking hand pass. Straight to Couch, who loops it up and under. He might get another chance here. The ball flipped out the front of the pack. Lee, a quick kick, not to anybody in particular except the photographer sitting at the boundary line. It's out of bounds on the field. So the free kick will go to Riccardi, coming in for his 14th possession. He's been lively. And that is taken out by Smart, or a free kick it might be. Let's go to Brownless. Now what will we do here? Will we run around or try a pass or have a shot? 3 options. Kick 3 already. Straight set shot. He's kicked that right across the face, I would imagine, for 1 behind. So Brownless's tally moves along to 3 goals, 3. And Geelong take their tally to 17 goals, 12, leading Adelaide 8-9.
Well, I guess that's good news for the New South Wales State of Origin side. They play Queensland on Tuesday. And Brownless, now that he's back in form at full forward, will be the obvious choice for them. Although I guess they'd like to see him kick a little bit straighter. I would have thought Billy would have swung out onto the right foot there and opened up the angle a little bit.
Scott Lee goes towards the outer side. Wren. Good strong mark, that one. On his chest. Across half back. Towards midfield. Geelong have got the numbers. Hinkley behind. Clever mark. Plays on. Wobbles it out towards Ablett. Geelong have got the numbers here, as you can see. Ablett with runners inside and out. Plays on. Kicks well inside the attacking 50. Down went Brown off the ball. Meantime, Hart's got it to support. This is Lee. Back off the ball. In fact, what's he called there? A throw, has he?
Unbelievable decision.
Seen worse than that today.
That was a guess from the umpire. He had his back to the play, the Crows player in Hart, and he certainly fisted that ball.
Well, Brown's got the free, and he will kick from about 30 metres out. Sharp angle. He bends it back nicely. It's a goal. Well, everything seemed to be above board for me. I thought it was something off the ball, but he did knock Hart off for that hand pass.
Let's take a look at it in replay.
Well, there we see Ben Hart had the fist closed. The left hand was moving, but that's not illegal. And once again, a guess from the umpire is a mistake to the umpire.
As I said, Jared, I've seen worse than that today. Not go penalised, but Paul Brown got the goal. So Brown getting the benefit of that, shall we say, dubious decision from the umpire. He's kicked his 2nd goal. And Brown is in the hands of the trainers there. Has he dislocated a finger, perhaps?
It appears that way.
Cats go forward again. Bairstow picks up towards Gary Ablett. Maybe too far out to score. Hasn't kicked a goal since the first quarter, when he set Cardinia Park alight with 4 goals. He's kicked that a country mile, but has registered only 1 behind.
Well, this is the Gary Ablett exhibition here. Big marks, taking the ball with 1 hand, left foot kicks, right foot torpedo bombs, and I think Ben Hart must have drawn the short straw on the plane on the way over.
Can't argue with that. So Lee to kick in again. Brownless seems to be okay. The trainers have left the field. They're certainly not attending him at the moment. There he is. Wiedemann's got the mark. Just up from the back pocket. He's kicked the centre wing. Ross is the flyer behind. Knocks it to the front of McGrath. It's a Cat's ball. Out it comes to Bairstow with the hand pass. He kicks from a standing start long up towards the kick-off area. Brownless, great mark! Oh, he had to sit, and his hand pretty strong. Jason Duxton and Tony Lockett. Look at this one.
Yes, it's been an unfortunate comeback for Smart. He's been killed down at Moorabbin last week by Lockett, and he's got Billy Brownless in form now.
Brownless has kicked now 4 goals, 3. The Cats go further ahead, 19-13 to 8-9.
Very spirited discussion taking place back in midfield too between the umpire, Shane Harris, and Chris McDermott. Has been going for a couple of minutes now about that hand pass from Hart that was penalised. And umpire Harris pointing the finger at McDermott, making the point I think it was time to shut up.
Maybe Bill Della will point the finger at him on Tuesday night at training.
19-13 to 8-9. It's a rout at Cardinia Park. Rucks go at it. One down by Wren, taken by Klug. Back to Wren, to Jarman, who boots it inside 50. Oh, good mark. Hinkley again so often getting that first kick out of the middle. Scott. He's at right half back. He wants to run. Liptak closing. Scott towards the wing. Miles goes up. Ingerson over the top. Got it away. This is McGuinness. Back towards half forward. Liptak goes back. Drops the mark. Should have held it. Down he goes. Hocking over the top. This is Hinkley against the boundary line. Back towards the wing. Poole. Well, now Adelaide Pro really wanted that ball. Poole. Scott in trouble. Back to Poole. Running down towards half forward. Probing kick. Brownless is up. Could have almost got a free kick for a push in the back. It falls to Ablett. It's another goal.
Number 5.
The clinic continues. And Geelong are a chance to beat their record of last week as they rush to 20 goals 13.
Well, Robert Scott was in trouble on the boundary line, but because two Crows went at him, it left Poole unmanned. And there it is. We may be seeing a Gary Ablett-led recovery here in Geelong.
Gary Ablett's now kicked 5 goals, 2 as the Cats continue on their merry way. Will it be another record? I'll certainly give it a shake the way they're going. Again, they get it out of the centre. Bairstow kicks to half forward, and this time Hart leading Ablett. Takes the mark. What a job for him, the youngster. He'll certainly learn this afternoon. Could have almost learned to run too far. Hinkley, nearly. Klug. Jarman getting ridden into the ground, and the ball subsequently spills free, only momentarily, as it's tied up down there by Jeff Miles. We'll see a bounce close to the centre wing position, just on Adelaide's attacking side of centre.
He started the game well, Jarman, but Mansfield really has him in his grasp at the moment, and in the second quarter was dominant running off half back.
Wiedemann ran solidly at the ball. Again, it's Geelong's. Poole. Bairstow likewise started slowly, but he has come into his own. Ran up high, couldn't take the mark. Danger, here's Ablett again. Can he grab hold of it? No, Smart's got it. Gives it to Schwert. Schwert from his own defensive 50-metre line to McDermott, who had about 3 options. Stuttered. Ross from behind should have punched.
Well, an inexperienced player, Ross, but I'm sure he would have been told by every coach he's had that if in doubt, you punch from behind.
Forsman from Hinkley's kick. Oh, again, Brownless, as he played that mark. Now he hasn't. Smart has it to Wren. Smothered beautifully and then ridden into the ground. That'll be a free kick. Ablett going for number 6. So the great man has a chance to put through another one. What did he kick last week, Dennis? Was it 9?
9 goals.
9, yep.
Well, he could do better than that this afternoon. He's got 5 so far. 5 goals, 2. We're a long way from home yet.
All reserve seating here at Cardinia Park has been booked up for the next 6 home games, and it's not surprising that this ground is filled to capacity, because 90% of them would come to see the G. Ablett show.
Well, he's starring today. 45 out. He's hooked it slightly. Have to wait on the goal umpire. Only one behind. And he's even been booed by some of the supporters. 5 goals, 3 is the tally for Gary Ablett. More to come, Dennis?
Well, it would seem that way. As Lee, again, a little indecisive. Last week against the Bears, they'd scored 16-9 at half-time. Geelong, today it was 17-10. There's going to be a free kick to the Crows out there. McGuinness paid the advantage. Mansfield goes up and takes the mark.
Once again, Jarman electing to attempt the mark from behind, and Mansfield pulls down the mark.
Mansfield towards half forward. Wren was pushed in the back, surely must get the free kick. A three-quarter time on their record binge last week. Geelong were 23-14. It's very interesting at the present time.
You're going to sit on the fence, Dennis, or will they break the record?
Well, I don't think they will, but they're on pace at the moment. It's a bit much, 2 in 2 weeks. Meantime, the ball is worked away from half back by the Cats. Brown having a run on the ball at the moment. Gets it out to Riccardi. 4 Geelong players on this wing and 1 Crow. This is embarrassing stuff as Poole gets it across to Brown. 45 metres out, Brown. It's a goal.
It's his third.
The 21st is on the board. 21-14 to 8-9.
Kick 2 this quarter, Paul Brown. The previous one from that doubtful free kick when it was played a throw, but no doubt about this, Gerard.
No, good play from Brown. He ran with the ball from centre wing and finished up kicking an excellent shot at goal. They say that Geelong is the worst hit area in recession, but I think it's the Crows that are the ones that are in recession.
21-14 to 8-9, and we've still got 13 minutes of the third quarter left. That was Paul Brown's third goal. His tally is 3 goals, 1. As Dennis vigorously goes for the record books. Handley running out of space for some of the goal kickers. Poole, McGrath, like a very fit side, Geelong, as you always do when you're in front. Ablett, oh, he nearly grabbed that one. Scott gives him backup support, paddles it out in front of Bairstow, who couldn't handle it. Ablett still going there. Shepherd's well for Bairstow, who snaps and gets it. So Mark Bairstow makes it 4. 4 goals straight he's kicked. Geelong 22-14, Adelaide 8-9.
Yes, well, Gary Ablett nearly took that mark. He had Billy Brownless there backing him up. He follows up. Bairstow finishes up with the ball. A good snap round the corner for his 4th goal. And the procession continues at Geelong.
Ablett has 19 kicks, 19 possessions, hasn't got a hand pass yet. Bairstow 12 and 5. 146 plays, 57.
Poole back to Hinckley. Very important cog as they go forward. It bounces off Bue's face out there.
Is that a statistic?
Forsman, probably count it. Knocked on by Stoneham. Taken by Poole. Ingerson's got him through the legs of Wiedemann. Bue slides in again. This is McGuinness in trouble. Down he goes. Couch has got it. Couch on his knees to Bairstow, who pulls it back for the kick-off line. Brownless pushed. He did indeed. It'll be a free kick to Hart down there. Or will it be Smart? One of the two. It was Smart he pushed out. He cannoned into Hart. Smart goes in short. Wiedemann to Bickley, who drives play towards the outer side wing and picks out Mansfield. To one side of him was McDermott, the other Jarman. Mansfield really in no man's land between the pair, and the ball came to him. He's on the wing. He kicks towards centre half forward. Brownless in front. Couldn't hang on. Liptak in trouble. Schwert going against the flow. Sends play back towards midfield. Klug was up. Riccardi's got it. Hocking now to Buse, forward of the wing. Unloads for a long bomb. Brownless down there with Smart. Almost Brownless. Holding the man this time against Brownless. And Smart will get another free kick. Well, I suppose it's a record of sorts today. I venture to say no team in AFL, VFL history has scored this high in 7 consecutive quarters. 4 last week, and they're on record pace again today. On the outer side, Tregenza hugging the boundary line. McGrath over the top. Sanderson, who's been quiet, to McDermott. Untidy handball. Jarman close to the boundary line. Back across his body. Now Geelong have got the numbers back inside the defensive 50. It is about 6-1. Klug walks into the picture there. Ross was the man who was battling. He was claimed by Hinckley. Will have a ball up.
Could have almost been taken high. But a ball up, I think, a good decision. Inside 50 for the Crows. Klug, a long hand pass. McDermott. The one pace start. Riccardi has taken the mark. Thought about giving it to Minch. Over here, oh, there's 3 of them there. Oh, Hinckley. Whatever he's done today has been tidy. Hasn't given away anything. Ball bounces free. Micken Klug again unloads with a long hand pass. Tregenza is on the end of it. Jarman on the lead and Marks in the pocket. And 50 metres given.
Well, it was a little bit undisciplined from Mansfield. There was no need for the push. A little bit technical from Shane Harris. We'll see here on the replay. There's the dive and the push.
Jarman will be right on the line. In fact, he'll kick from the kick-off line. With this new rule, he won't be on the angle. I guess it's the Australian equivalent of the penalty spot. No chance of stopping that, Virgil. So Jarman to kick for his second. His tally is 1-1 so far. It's now 2 goals won. The first 50-metre penalty of the game goes to Adelaide, resulting in a goal, 9-9 to 22-14.
And once again here we see the replay. Klug with the long left-hand handball to Tregenza, who's been a little bit quiet coming back from a hamstring injury. There's the push. It was after the event, so within his rights, I guess, the umpire, but boy, the Cats fans didn't like it.
(22-14 to 9-9). Under 10 minutes till three-quarter time is Handley. This is at the second attempt. Hughes back to Handley. Floats it down towards half forward. Ablett working against Hart. It falls behind. Maynard sends Tregenza away. He boots towards the wing. It's all Geelong. Couch goes back. Well shepherded by McGrath. Strong tackle by Bickley. He's done a very good job on Couch, all things considered. The ball knocked out of bounds. It will be thrown in. Paul Couch feeling the effects there. Thrown in. McDermott waiting behind, couldn't control it. Micken tackled, but getting the kick off. Taken by Hinckley. Pops it back to Bairstow. A runner outside his pool. He's got it now. He's away. He runs to 50. A question of accuracy on the run. Though it falls in short. In front, Smart could have almost been pushed in the back again. He touched it.
Well, last year, Poole cost Geelong a place in the finals, it could be said, because he didn't run into an open goal. And he did exactly the same thing there. He had a paddock in front of him, could have had a bounce and run in about another 20 metres, but elected to kick from 50 and fell short once again.
Lee goes towards the other side and Stoneham too far out to score, I'd suggest. He'll kick from about 65. Tries the spiral and gets onto it too. They contest about 5 metres out, waiting behind Brownless. Now, there is a lot of pushing in these packs, and the umpire's letting it go. Invariably now, when the ball's in flight, someone is getting pushed in the back. Watch this again as, well, we won't see it as Brownless runs around and kicks a goal. It matters not in the final analysis. So Brownless has kicked 5, 23-15 to 9-9.
And on the interchange bench, Darcy has come on to replace Paul Couch, who was injured in that little to-do on the boundary line. Yes, a bit of interference there, let go by the umpire.
There's no doubt that no wonder the Couch has come off. Only 7 possessions to this stage. He averages around 30.
So Brownless, after kicking right across the goal with a similar shot earlier, this time running round and registering his 5th goal. 23-15, 9-9. Under 8 minutes left in the third term. Handley and Micken go at it. Scott with the hand pass. Riccardi on the run, short of half forward. Long down to Brownless and Ablett territory again. Maynard got the front position this time. Hughes with a snapshot. Brings it back for 4 points. Well, the clinic continues. And Andrew Hughes getting his first goal. And one of the best ones of the afternoon. Riccardi, long kick.
Yes, was a long kick. Andrew Hughes, Victorian selection this week. He kicks a goal for Geelong, and they now are once again above record pace. Kieran Perkins has certainly set a mean challenge, and Geelong are answering.
7 minutes in front they are.
(24-15 to 9-9). Geelong getting goals with monotonous regularity. Scott taps it back to Darcy, who tried to charge his way through. Not really successful. A little quick kick comes out of the pack to Forsman territory. Handley fumbles. McGuinness. An even quicker kick with his left foot up towards half forward. Mansfield beautifully dragged down by Jarman. Good tackle that. The ball spills free. McDermott gives it back to McGuinness. The two super max combining. Jarman from right on 50. Long bomb into goal has missed. And registers only one behind. So Jarman's tallied 2 goals, 2 out of Adelaide's total of 9 goals, 10. They trail the Cat 24-15.
Jarman has been their best forward, 16 possessions so far. Tregenza from behind, looking to get a fist on that one. McDermott over the ball, stands in the tackle. Jamieson just outside the 50 to McGuinness, who goes in short. And Jarman again, at least he's prepared to lead and move around on the forward line. He's got this about 35 metres from goal.
There's no doubt his offensive work has been quite good. He could have kicked a couple more goals. Statistically looking pretty good. Really is only the defensive side that he's lets himself down with.
So Jarman, has he got the accuracy from here? Has missed to the right-hand side. That's been the story of his misses this afternoon. Constantly at that end missing to the right. Speaking of breeze to speak of, Gerard.
Yes, protection from the stand there. Speaking of goal scorers, last week Geelong had 12. They've already got 9, so they're all lining up for a shot.
McGrath in the back pocket. 24-15, plays 9-11. Liptak in there working hard as he always does, but Bairstow's got it wide of the pack. That's a kick away. Scott's got it. Riccardi body to body with Tregenza. He took his eye off the ball. This is Bickley, who never does that. Schwert gained about 10 metres and got it to McGuinness, who chips it out wide. McDermott, runners inside. He thought about it. And again, decided not to go. Jarman offers the lead. That's ignored. He goes in short to McGuinness just outside the 50. Jarman again prepared to run on that forward line, but McGuinness ignores his lead and goes long down towards full forward. Ross worked out of it. Strong mark is taken by the man going back, and that's Darcy.
We'll have to question that kick from McDermott. I think McGuinness would be better off running down and roving the ball from the pack rather than just taking a 5-metre pass.
There's Riccardi on the wing. With Dash was pushed in the back, surely. Nothing doing. The ball goes out of bounds and we'll have a throw-in.
Throw-in on centre wing with under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Geelong well on top in most statistical departments this afternoon. Not that that would come as any real surprise. Big pack of players on centre wing. Forsman dragged off it by Jamieson. And umpire Brian Sheehan will bounce it again. How do you stop Geelong?
Shotgun.
Be the only way. Micken taps down. Darcy held in the tackle. The ball does not spill free this time. The result of which is going to be another ball up. Stats not flattering for Darcy, but he's been on the bench quite some time this afternoon. Hanley taps it down. Forsman taken high. And the Bronx cheer for the umpire. A Geelong free kick. Well, I think the umpires have done pretty well this afternoon, apart from missing the pushes in marking contest. Forsman. We have a marking contest down there. None can take it. Oh, Ingleson fumbles. That allows Bairstow to kick it off the ground, which he does with effect. Gains about 25 metres. It is out of bounds, but not on the full. A Geelong player down behind play.
Yeah, it's Barry Stone. He seems to be in a fair bit of trouble. Copped a Jonathan Ross knee right in the ribs at the back.
Boundary throw in. About 30 metres downfield. Ingerson to McDermott. And then they've kicked it right back to where this player is on the ground, Stoneham. Luckily it doesn't hit him. Still down. Anyway, back with the play. Tregenza kicks towards right half forward. He's got Jarman down there. Jarman does well under pressure. Ross racing forward. Liptak gets there first. Did he run out of bounds? Went jolly close to it. Klug, no mark taken. It hit the other player. Good smother. And the ball rebounds. Jarman goes in pretty solidly. Buse pounces on it, comes up with the football, but it's going to be a ball up. And the glasses on Barry Stone, and he is up. Let's take a look at it now. Down he goes.
Well, it wasn't a Jonathan Ross knee, it was just a poor landing. Didn't have the landing gear up or down.
McGuinness looks for Ross. Bickley. Jamieson should kick this from 15 metres out directly in front. Should kick it, but hasn't kicked it. So only one behind by Rodney Jamieson, his first of the day, 2 goals, 1. His tally, 24-15 to 9-12.
Hinckley to kick it in. Some bad signs as far as the Crows are concerned. Just moments ago, Klug had the ball at half forward. As this kick in finds Miles. He's paid, I think, a free kick. Klug didn't give a hand pass out, and a couple of players remonstrating, stacking on a bit of an act. Don't like to see that when teams are going bad. Brownless gets it out to Buse. Forsman knocks it on. Fisted back by Micken. McGrath storming through it, goes across the boundary line and will be thrown in. I think it's always safe to assume things are set out in the ground, but no need for the waving of the arms and making a point for the grandstand or the viewers back home. Just have to keep plugging away. It'll come for the Crows. This is Riccardi, maybe not today. Bairstow forward at the wing. Probing kick. Out comes Scott in front. Oh, good mark. Very good mark by the little man. Over the top. Darcy going back into open space about 30 metres from goal.
Well, Darcy's being picked up by Tony McGuinness on the half-back flank for the Crows. And he just slipped him there. And he lines up for his first shot at goal. He's kicked 10 goals for the season, where he started off his career as a full-back. He now gets a run up forward. Blight tends to like his mobility and strength up on the forward line.
Darcy. Good looking kick. (25-15) plays 9-12 here at Cardinia Park.
There's the kick from Bairstow. Robert Scott, an excellent mark in front of Scott Lee. Lee chips it over. A bit of a mismatch McGuinness on Darcy in height and strength, but he was beaten for mobility on that occasion.
So 10 Geelong players have now scored goals. Darcy joining the club, kicking the Cats 25th. Have they got time to get one more? McDermott out of the centre, probably not now, up towards their half-forward line, but Hinckley's there marking in front of Jarman. And he does well to get around him. Kick is to centre half-forward. McGuinness takes the rebound. Kicks out to Liptak. Didn't leave the boot too well, that kick. The end result's okay. Jamieson, long hand pass. McGuinness should kick this. Only 15 metres out, and he has done. Tony McGuinness kicking his first goal for the day. I beg your pardon, kicking his second goal for the day. Short-changed him, 10-12 to 25-15.
An excellent goal it was. Having a run on the ball now. There's a handball from Jamieson. The Crows look lethargic, but they have got a couple of good players, and Tony McGuinness has been a good worker all day. He has 27 possessions, an excellent return to this point. And really, he does need some help from a few of the other runners and mobile players around the ground.
23rd kick of Tony McGuinness resulting in a goal. Micken to do battle in the ruck, which he does with Handley. Line ball, Liptak quickly out of the centre to half forward. Can they get another one? Klug chips it in short down to Jarman. Siren about to go, so they need a kick. They can't get one as Ross is sandwiched, steamrolled if you like. And Tepper's becoming a little bit frayed on the siren. I don't think there's going to be a free kick from it. The umpire didn't indicate that. And wiser heads hopefully will prevail. So checking the three-quarter time score, the Cats 25-15, 165, leading the Crows 10-12, 72.
Result of last weekend's game in Carrara are now available around the ground.
a landslide. Geelong have kicked 10, 7 and 8 goals in the 3 quarters so far. And their leading goal kickers, Brownless and Ablett, they both have kicked 5 goals, 3. Barry Stoneham has kicked 2, Forsman 2 and Paul Brown has got 3. He got 2 in that quarter. A couple of reminders coming up as the coaches address the teams at 3/4 time. The Amscar Touring Cars comes from Amaroo Park in New South Wales tomorrow. Check your local guides for details of our coverage. And of course, don't forget the Barcelona Olympics, the sporting highlight of 1992, exclusive to 7 Sport, beginning on the 25th of July. Let's go down to Max Stevens on the back.
Thanks very much, Peter. Well, the Adelaide Crows, unfortunately getting a little bit frustrated that quarter, as one would expect when you have a look at the scoreboard. Graham Corns has told them just to keep working at it. It's a learning process and experience is the best teacher. Forget the little hand passes, go straight down the middle, kick it long, just like Geelong has done for 3 quarters. Simply persevere, and with any luck, something will come your way. Now, just checking injuries for Geelong. Andrew Rogers, winded, as we said earlier. He's still on the bench. And Paul Couch coming off midway through that quarter. He has a shoulder injury, but unfortunately we don't know how serious it is at this stage. Adelaide, Matthew Kelly on the bench, but I have been told he is injury-free.
Right, thank you, Max. And a reminder, the other matches being played today, 3 of them in fact. St Kilda leading Melbourne 16-10 to 8-2. North Melbourne doing it well from Essendon 13-13 to 6-11, and Fitzroy bolted clear of Richmond in the 3rd quarter 20-13 to 13-8. And a reminder, we'll be having a replay of the St Kilda Melbourne game immediately following this clash at Cardinia Park. Gerard, are we going to see the record score?
Well, one would doubt it. It's they've got to kick 12 goals. 14 goals. Pretty tall order. It really will depend on how the Crows come out here. They must get something out of this game. If they can win the last quarter on the scoreboard, well, that would be something. But I'd like to see them playing as a unit. There has been a little bit of criticism of each other around the ground. It's understandable that players have got frustrated, but they must finish this game out together. If they just sit back with their hands on their hips, we'll find the slaughter continue. And it'll be very hard to get yourself up for that, for the next game in Adelaide next week.
I guess it's demoralising when this happens in consecutive weeks, isn't it? Were you ever in a position like that?
Well, I played in the last side that was beaten in the record when I was with Melbourne. Very difficult time of life.
25-15 to 10-12 as we begin the final quarter. The Cats, in point of fact, 14 points ahead of record schedule, but they need 14 goals in the last quarter if they're to beat what happened at Carrara last week. Jarman applies a tackle, and the end result of which is going to be a bounce as Mansfield gets up. He started on the bench today, but has done well since he came on. By Harris puts it down again. Rucks go at it. Wren wins it. Not decisively. Picked up by McDermott. He's had over 20 kicks today. Down towards half forward. McGrath overruns the ball. Socked away by Hocking and kicked out of bounds. Not on the full. Throw in to take place about 60 to 65 metres from goal.
He's been an excellent player, Tim McGrath. After a pretty ordinary start, he was placed on Jakovic, who kicked a bag, and then Dunstall, who really killed him. But Blight has kept with him, and he's grown in confidence. It's been an excellent pickup in the November draft.
Bairstow, short kick out to Jeff Miles, but he's out of bounds, and so is the ball. And another throw in almost in the identical position.
In fact, that was the March draft.
Micken taps down. Ineffectual play until Jarman gets onto it. Looks for Klug, finds him. He's pinned. Jarman off the ground. Handley, good hand pass. McGrath, obviously relishing being away from the key defence post, especially when you're a player like Dunstall or Jakovic. Is that a push out? It is. Darcy will take the free kick as he came on just before 3/4 time to replace Paul Couch and kicked a goal while he was on. Hart got front position, couldn't take it. Ablett got 4 in the first quarter. He's played brilliantly today. Knocked away by Lee. Ball into the open spaces. Lee again, he'll have to be quick. Schwert looks for Smart and finds him. Smart from half back.
Towards the outer side, and Klug, did he mark it? Yes, says the umpire. John Klug. To McGuinness, who's tried very hard this afternoon. High kick towards centre half forward. Big pack in the air. Handley gets her fist on it. Bickley. McGuinness running hard. He was the man who kicked it in. Klug has it just outside the 50. Goes looking for Ross. Hocking, conceding some height, but certainly has the pace to get back first and does well. McGrath. It's very handy size, McGrath, for a half-back flanker. Ablett on the wing. Pay the mark. He's kicked 5 goals this afternoon, Gary Ablett. Hasn't dished out a handball. 20 kicks. High towards centre-half forward. Brownless there, fisted away by Smart. Wren in trouble. Bickley dived on top of it. A whistle and the ball up just outside Geelong's attacking 50. Geelong started the day with a 10-goal opening term, their 4th 10-goal quarter already this season. Now, to put that in perspective, the West Coast Eagles finished on top last year and had 1 for the year. So at the present time, Geelong is playing like a powerhouse. Wren to Maynard. Schwert left it behind. Stoneham takes Wren down. In the back, says the umpire. And Wren will get the free kick at half-back. 25-15 to 10-12. Wiedemann. Plays on by hand to Schwert. Wider to Bickley. Not the best decision in the world, but he gets away with it. Schwert onto the boot quickly towards centre-half forward. As was the instruction from the coach. Storming up the ground. Mensch, who boots it back to midfield, and Darcy. Scott running into the hole. The kick bypasses Scott and finds Brownless.
They're just too big.
Just outside the 50.
Too big, too strong, and too mobile all around the ground. When you consider Darcy's playing on a half-forward flank, really does point to the fact that the Crows are undersized.
Not Brownless's best kick for the afternoon. Brown. Bairstow will go. Bairstow gets his 5th. So 3 Geelong players have now kicked 5, the others being Adelaide and Brownless, and the Cats get their 26th. 26-15 to 10-12.
18 kicks, 6 handballs for Mark Bairstow with 5 goals. It's a pretty good performance. Started quite slowly, but has worked his way into the game and has been invaluable with his goal kicking. Player who completed a remarkable comeback after missing a year.
Mark Bairstow kicking his 5th, and the Cats get their 26th. 21 minutes of the match left. One wonders what their final score is going to be. Will it be the record? They need another 13 goals, so that's a pretty tall order. One would suggest no, but it's going to be a healthy percentage booster just the same. Wren got taken high by Miles, no free kick for it. Hughes butters up again, does well, gets the hard ball out to Ablett. Still hasn't given away a hand pass, but when you play like him, you don't have to. Out comes Brown. Bairstow, can he make it another one? Can he make it 6 for the day? Not with that kick. Brownless at the back. And the ball off hands and through for only 1 behind.
Just checking that record, Pete. It's 37-17 for those keeping score at home. So what's that? 11 goals, 1 required from here.
Not an impossibility, but you wouldn't put money on it, would you?
I don't know.
Well, Bairstow should have kicked a goal there. He had an option to handball to Trevor Poole and went himself.
Here's Stoneham on the outer side. We'll find out about the heart of the Crows, I guess, if they can thwart successive records by Geelong. Ball off hands and out of bounds on the outer side. Now, it is certainly a big ask to get that score this afternoon, but how would it be? In fact, if they go past 200 points again this afternoon, not too many clubs have strung together too many 200-point weekends. This is McDermott on the outer side. Certainly Swans had a great run there when you were there, Gerard.
Yes, we got 2 in a row and missed the 3rd against Essendon by 2 points. And I'm sure I can tell you Tom Hafey was most upset.
Mansfield leads back in the race. No real pressure. Too nimble for Ross. Goes in short. Finds Scott, who breaks away from half-back towards half-forward. Stoneham, who appears to be okay. McDermott with courage stood his ground. McGuinness. Schwert. McGuinness demanding it back. Great to see it this time of the game. McGuinness down towards half-forward. He's done so much alone today. And this time he sprays it wide out of bounds on the full. He's a tired camper as he gets up. He's had 32 possessions. Handley comes out of the back pocket. Jamison, great mark.
Very talented player, Jamison. I'd like to see him having a run up on the ball. He's on the flank at the moment.
Good kick too. Ross misses the mark. Handley, who kicked it, then follows up and gathers it brilliantly. Kicks to midfield and Poole alongside the centre circle. Storming past is Bairstow. On the lead is Brown. Now that's copybook. 26 goals, 16 on the board. And we have over 18 minutes remaining.
Is this the power surge, Dennis?
Could well be. Brown falls away to the left-hand side, minor score.
Well, that's a significant point because it brings up 17. They really now only require 11 goals straight.
They're loving this in Adelaide.
3 goals to Paul Brown's tally so far. Wren has the mark. They're loving it too much.
Well, it is a testing time in their development, the Crows. Kevin Sheedy awoken us to the fact that they were going to be the power side in the 90s. That's yet to be proven.
Tregenza's kick up to the wing position, sneered by Riccardi. Ablett has it now. Ablett can kick long. Stats today, 22 kicks, no hand passes and 9 marks. He's given it a decent old roost. Wren in front, that's a good mark. He's chipped it out wide. That's a real hospital job to Maynard. Over the top, Stoneham. That was a shocking kick. And I don't think you would need to be told that.
Just a bit of an experience from Wren. The Crows will learn a lot from this game. And Wren is only just a young player. He's got to have a better look at it.
Graham Allen did one like that out at the Western Oval years ago and kicked it straight to Simon Beasley.
There's a shade more riding on that one, though.
Yes, there was. That changed the complexion of the match. Stoneham kicks it goal and gets it. His third. Harry Stoneham, 3 goals, 1 for the afternoon. And Sean Wren, I dare say, would probably be expecting the run very shortly.
Yes, well, the countdown continues here. Brownless goes up. Solid mark from Wren. Corns has his backman floating across half back, but it almost seems to be a stopgap measure rather than an attacking ploy. Stoneham kicks his 3rd goal.
27-17, 179 to 10-12-72. Well, Adelaide have got Collingwood Football Park next round. They really will have to do some work and regroup and come back in that. This has been dismal today, and last week wasn't much better. Hart away to McDermott, worried out of it by Bairstow. Well played. McGuinness again, working his hard arm. He just keeps on running, Tony McGuinness. Chips it out wide for Bickley. Oh, Hocking didn't look at the ball at all, and Bickley wore one and get the free kick. Not much doubting that. And Hocking just chose his spot. Bickley to the pocket, out of bounds on the full. Mensch will take the free down there.
Well, if Jamison had have extended his arms, he would have taken that ball inside the boundary, but he decided to take it on the chest almost, with the arms bent, and allowed it to float over the boundary line.
Mensch out of the back pocket then, Members side. Wren goes up, Miles over the top. Hughes has got it, almost got a free. That is not. Poole controlled it superbly. Poole chased by McGuinness. Great chase, great hustle. All to no avail as Brown takes the mark. Well, you can't speak too highly of Tony McGuinness. He really did sprint after Poole there. And given his afternoon, McGuinness, he could have been forgiven for just standing back. Brown goes in short. Brownless on the lead. No one going into the hole. That was Wren's responsibility. About 3 Crows standing back just behind the man on the mark with their hands on their hips.
Yeah, poor play from the Crows. Experienced players there as well, which makes it even worse.
Brownless from directly in front. It bends back. It's a goal. Brownless has 6. 28-17 to 10-12.
Brownless the leading goal kicker now for Geelong. Bairstow has 5 and Ablett has 5.
Yes, he's really back in town. Geelong town, that is. 6 goals to Billy. He'll be up in Sydney on Tuesday, hopefully doing the same for the New South Wales State of Origin side.
So Brownless leads the charge towards
37-17 if they're to get it. They won't for mine. And they need more Tony McGuinness's. Wiedemann from left centre wing. Long bomb towards left half forward. Mensch overruns the ball. It's out of bounds. He's marking Jamison at the moment. Boundary throw in about 50 metres from goal.
I think McGuinness really is enjoying a game where he isn't tagged consistently. Buse started there, but I guess Blythe is so far in front on the scoreboard that he's gone onto full attack mode. And McGuinness is picking up kicks at will, but he is working extremely hard.
Hand pass by Buse was ineffective. Bickley rides his opponent into the ground. The umpire would bounce it unless it's out of bounds. That's the former option. By Harris to put it down only metres inside the boundary line. About 50 metres from goal. Rucks go at it, knocked down by Micken. McGrath, Jarman, poked the ball quickly. Hefty collision down there, and Ingerson didn't come off too well. There is a whistle. It's going to be a free kick. And away they go. Buse. Plenty of space out there. Darcy. Cats have been able to find that virtually all afternoon. Their forward line has been really brilliant. Knocked away by Schwert, but straight to Bairstow, who gets ridden into the ground by Hart. Adelaide can't control the football on this occasion. Applies the tackle. The ball spills free to Hart, and the umpire says free kick. So Schwert to take the free. Adelaide stands the mark. We've got under 13 minutes left in the match. Kicks from his own defensive 50-metre line. A couple of metres run up. Ball slapped out the back to Hinkley. Klug snares it well. Look for somebody running past. They get them now. That's Tregenza from Liptak. And pass comes to Jamison. Jamison has a shot at goal, and it misses to the near side and rolls through for only one behind. So Rod Jamison's tally for the afternoon is 2 goals, 2. Adelaide's 10 goals, 13.
Well, it is one of football's most difficult tasks coming to Cardinia Park. I can assure you that almost every player that's played the game has been in a similar position as the Crows players, getting a flogging down at Geelong.
Wiedemann. Liptak from McDermott. And that kick looks a little bit better. Hit the post.
Liptak throwing the hands in the air as if he's being hard done by a divine power. If he had have just concentrated, he had Jarman 20 metres out in front of goal. Was the obvious and most correct option.
Hinkley again to kick in. Liptak's tally for the afternoon, 1 goal, 3.
Poole surrounded by Crows. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. So Geelong, who started sluggishly, not today, but for the season, have really got back on track and are the form team in the competition without question. Well, I suppose Bulldog supporters may argue, but Footscray started pretty well and have been consistent. Geelong lost their first 2, but are virtually invincible at the moment. Wiedemann's got a free kick. He's at left half forward. 28-17 to 10-14. Big pack at the fall of the ball. It runs behind all Geelong. Hinkley has played so well in defence. Swings it out wide. Darcy is out there with Tregenza. Darcy simply too tall. That's been a problem all afternoon for the Crows in so many of the matchups, giving away height and paying the price. Stoneham, well, a bit of arrogance there. Stoneham went to ground, got up and almost won the ball. McGuinness again to McDermott. Bickley charged down well by Mansfield. Long kick inside the attacking 50, missed by Lee down there. Poole keeps it in front, could have almost been pushed in the back. Wiedemann sets Schwert a task. He played it pretty well. Back to Wiedemann, who lets it bounce, gets his kick off towards the vacant wing, and it runs out of bounds tantalisingly in front of Forsman.
Well, we saw that ball intercepted by Bickley. It was because he went to his right to handball with his right hand when in fact he should have handballed with the left, and it is a skill error that we see in a lot of South Australian players, notably Bradley and Kernahan, and something that should be worked upon.
Bairstow, well shepherded, kicks it into the pocket for Gary Adelaide, who started magnificently today, booting 4 goals straight in the first quarter. He's only got 1 more since then, but really he has had a superb afternoon with 23 kicks and now 1 hand pass. Well, he spoilt the record in that regard.
Still on 17 behinds.
I don't think the record is anywhere near reached now. The sting has gone out of them a little bit. Understandable. What superb 8 quarters of football they've strung together in the last 2 weeks. Ablett right on 50. He's kicked many goals from there, of course, before. This one dropping a little bit short into the goal square. No mark taken. Scott trying to pounce on it and kick it off the ground. He got one like that earlier in the game in the second quarter. And like a rugby scrum down there, it was nearly in touch. And Scott the last to get up, handing the ball back to umpire Brian Sheehan, who'll bounce it. Wren goes at it and taps the ball wide, so it's out of bounds. He did well in that regard as the clock ticks down to under 9 minutes. Wren and Stoneham. Stoneham copping a heavy knock earlier. He seems to have recovered well. Ablett over the top. Can he kick a goal? Oh, brilliant stuff from Ablett. The great man does it again. And that again is a candidate for goal of the day. 29-17 to 10-14.
Yes, well, the man that many say owns a cape flies through the pack here, finds a gap and slots another goal. Incredible stuff from Gary Ablett. We get a little bit used to this. This is sensational.
25 kicks, 1 handball, 10 marks for Ablett, and 6 goals, 6 of 29. 29-17 to 10-14. Hart comes away from the middle. Long kick inside the 50. Ingerson playing from behind. Battles with Hocking. Waiting behind Hinckley. He's dragged off it initially. Jarman working hard for the Crows. And there will be a bounce down. Says it all, really. Shake of the head from Andrew Jarman. They came here today with high expectations. Nothing has gone right for them. Not a high bounce. It's pretty soggy out there. Miles confronted by McGuinness, who lost it. Klug across to McDermott. Back goes Liptak. He's taken this mark about 20 metres out directly in front.
He's been one of the good players for the Crows today. Liptak, 15 kicks and 9 handballs. Has a chance to kick his second goal.
He puts it through. Adelaide get their 11th, 11-14 to 29-17. Tregenza comes off the ground. Kelly comes back on this ground last season. Geelong defeated the Crows by 84 points. Billy Brownless got 6 goals. That would seem merciful today. Margin far greater, 191 to 80. The one constant is Brownless has got 6 goals.
I think the Crows are going to really have to look at their long term now. I think it may be worthwhile in just playing the youngsters for the rest of the season. They won't make the finals this year, but could be better off if these kids get plenty of experience.
7.5 minutes left. McDermott out of the centre for Adelaide to half forward. Mensch underneath the ball, knocked down by Jarman. The Cats rather again had the numbers. It comes to McGrath. Forsman behind. Wiedemann grab, looks for the free kick against Ablett, didn't get it. Umpire calls play on. Wiedemann gets pushed down. He still has the football underneath him. Brian Sheehan will bounce it just off the edge of the centre square. Always hard to win at Cardinia Park when Geelong is playing well or otherwise. And at the moment they are certainly on a roll. Wren and Handley do battle. McDermott, who hasn't given up trying, neither was McGuinness. He's been their best player. Bickley will have to be quick. Ablett applies a bear hug as the ball comes out to Hart on left centre wing. Hart has speed to get away from Handley. He's rather mobile for a big fellow. Down towards full forward. Ingerson backs into the pack, tries to get it out, couldn't do so. Jarman applies a good tackle. The ball out to Hocking. He does well. Jamieson can't take it. Hinckley back to Handley. McGrath. Long looping hand pass to Bairstow, who kicks from right centre wing up to space at half forward. Stoneham leads out well to mark. Geelong still running. Miles, can he kick a goal? The back pocket player, long up towards full forward. Bit of interference down there. Brownless ducked his head when tackled, and Smart will do the clearing for Adelaide. He's kicked the ball past Schwert, and it's out of bounds just up from the right back pocket.
So 5:48 left in the contest. Although I suppose in choice of words, that's not really a good one to use. It hasn't been a contest after halfway through the first quarter. Stoner nearly barreled, and he's kicked the ball straight to Lee.
Lee towards the outer side, and Klug, he couldn't mark it. Down goes Schwert. He's pushed in the back, says the umpire. He will get the free. 29-17 to 11-14. Pops it out wide. Back goes Klug. Miles in close attendance. McGrath against the flow does well to Miles. Standing start kick towards half forward. Buse in front. A bit too easy. Wanted to go. Run down from behind by Maynard. Eventually it spills to Wiedemann. Very high kick towards half forward. Mentz gets a fist on it. Directed the punch away down towards Hinckley. Mansfield in trouble. McGuinness. Clever kick to Klug, who drops the mark. Liptak is on for the handball. Meters in the clear, Liptak. 35 metres out in closing, and he kicks the goal. The 12th on the board for the Crows then. 12-14 to 29-17.
Well, here's the replay. McGuinness again picks out Klug, who drops what he should have taken, but still has the time to get the handball to Liptak, who kicks his second goal for the quarter and his third for the game. Has finished off what has been a pretty good afternoon for Matthew Liptak personally.
3 goals, 3 kicked by Matthew Liptak. As we get down inside the last 5 minutes of this match, 105 points the difference, so whatever happens, it'll be Geelong's biggest win over Adelaide. McDermott's kicked a half forward. Jarman taken out of the contest by pure weight of numbers down there. The ball slapped out to Liptak. Can he make it 4? Not with that kick, he can't. He's 3 for 1 behind, so 3 goals, 4 is tally now. So he's been the Crows' most prolific scorer. 12-15 to 29-17. 104 points the difference. Hocking will kick in. Of course, his brother's still on the sidelines. And it just goes to show the strength of Geelong. Hinckley coming in for kick number 22. Knocked away by Wren. Certainly not very far. Miles to the edge of the square. Scott, a great mark in the third quarter, gets clear of Lee, spears the pass into Brownless. He couldn't control his run. Oh, confidence plus from Billy. Spins around, shoots from 50, and Billy has put it through. Confidence, or even perhaps a touch of arrogance there. But he's such a nice guy, you couldn't really say that except with tongue-in-cheek.
Well, I'm sure he's kicked a lot of goals like this at training, and that's about what it is at the moment, a training run for the Cats. Billy just swings around and nonchalantly puts one through from about 50 metres out. 7 goals to Bill Brownless.
30-17 to 12-15. Gary Hocking, of course, the best and fairest winner for the Cats last year. Damien Burke, another player out of this team. He played in the reserves today. He was very prominent in the best and fairest batting last season. So a couple to come back into this side. It will be star-studded. Here's Buse. This time last year he wasn't playing. Handley across the ground, intended for Scott. Good mark.
He's an important player, Buse. They haven't lost a game, Geelong, since Buse has made his return. I think it was in round 3.
Neville Brunt is still out too.
That's right, yes, and he played in the reserves today.
It's their big man strength that is frightening, though. They're talented on the ball, but their mobility and height is exceptional.
This to take them over 200 points. Right on the goal line. Has it cleared them? Yes, it has. So the 200 is up. Bradman-esque. Over 200 in consecutive outings. 31-17 to 12-15. There's the time remaining. 2:26, and here's the goal.
Well, he's been an excellent find, Handley. He's keeping Damien Burke out of the side at the moment. Sets up this goal for Robert Scott, who kicks his drop punt perfectly to land it just over the line.
South Australia play WA on Tuesday night at Football Park. It's non-state of origin, that one. Players who under the Crows and the Eagles, and in the local competitions will be getting a run as Bickley boots it down towards full forward, intended for Ingerson.
He didn't get it. Jarman applies the tackle. Hocking has kept the ball in play and fires it up to the 50-metre line. And the Cats get clear again. It's driven away by Mitch. Oh, brilliant from Bairstow. Ablett the target. Oh, he's got it at the back. He's pinched, nearly holding the ball. That should be a throw. It is.
He had the umpire mesmerised there. The umpire forgot to blow the whistle after about 6 revolutions.
Well, how dare Jonathan Ross upset the enjoyment for the Cardinia Park crowd.
Ross kicks to the wing. Darcy brings down a screamer. We'll mark that one down. Well, inside the last 2 minutes of the game, the Cats still giving it everything. Stoneham, well, he kicked the first goal of the match. Maybe he's going to get the last. As I said before, he got a heavy knock, but he seems to have recovered from that okay. He still had 13 kicks. This will be his 14th and his 4th goal if he gets it. 3 goals, 1 his tally so far. Stoneham from just on 50 drifts it back and gets the goal. So he finishes, unless he gets another goal, with 4 goals, 1. And the Cats continue on their merry way, 32-17 to 12-15.
Well, this is an excellent shot at goal from Barry Stoneham. I was a little bit critical early. He does seem to waver the ball a little bit before it hits the boot, but hit that one perfectly, and he's kicked his 4th goal. And I'd say it again, he could be the best player in the AFL if he isn't already approaching it.
Number 5 might take him on. 209 plays 87. McDermott out of the centre for the Crows. Kicks long to half forward, but Geelong up the numbers again. Hinkley dropping back into space to take the mark, and Hinkley transferring play to the member stand side. Darcy trying to take another good mark. Nearly grabbed it in one-handed. Scott has been a good player today. Scott from right centre wing. Have they got time to get another one? Wren knocks it forward. Too far. Scott again. Back it comes to Handley. Well shepherded. Handley down towards Hughes, who couldn't take the mark. The Crows defending desperately in the dying minutes of the game. Wiedemann's kick back towards midfield. And there might not be time for any more scoring. Menchover runs the ball, but Miles, long looping hand pass to Darcy, trying to get out of the mud at midfield. Darcy still inside the square. Spears the pass in. Brown is marked right on the siren. Will he get a kick or won't he? Yes, he will, says the umpire.
It's amazing, Pete, too. Nobody's gone home. I mean, the crowd hasn't dropped off by more than about half a dozen, I think, today.
Paul Brown for his 4th goal. Have to kick at 60 metres. Oh, he's kicked a spiral punt kick, which has got the distance. No, it hasn't. He has got the distance, so he finishes the day with 3 goals, 3, Paul Brown. As the Cats finish with 32 goals, 18, 210. Whitewashing Adelaide, 12-15, 87.
Well, the Cats finishing 5 goals shy of the record score. Brownless finished up with 7 goals. Adelaide got 6. Bairstow got 5. Stoneham got 4. Brown got 3. Liptak was the leading goal kicker for the Crows with 3 goals. I think, gentlemen, the scoreline does tell it all.
Certainly does, but I've got to say I saw them play last week. That's the Crows. It was Lockett and Lowe last Saturday. Today it was Ablett, Stoneham, Brownless. They desperately need a key defender with size, don't they, the Crows?
Yes, well, they've got Maynard at centre-half back, but in Geelong's side, he'd be playing on one of the flanks. And
so would Smart, wouldn't he, on a half-back flank or
exactly,
something?
Yeah. So they're in desperate need for some height, but I think they need a couple more goal-kicking options. They had Hodges out, whose form has been a little bit patchy, as we know. So there isn't a great deal to come back for the Crows, and at this stage of their development, they really do just have to grin and bear it. Their time will come.
How good are Geelong, do you think?
Well, we're seeing a side here on an absolute roll in football, and there's the match statistics, which suggest that Geelong dominated everywhere. Centre breaks was one area where they did do well, particularly in just getting the ball out, not so much in the hit-outs. Free kicks, well, they were down there, Geelong, but to answer your question, Dennis, I think that we could be looking at the premiers here. A little bit premature to say that, but they certainly have all the firepower.
Well, they've got size, they've got running players, they've got key forwards, so that's not a bad mix, is it?
They've also got Gary Ablett.
Yes, around the edges.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll take a break and we'll check the scores from the other matches after this. Won't give you the score of the St Kilda-Melbourne game because that replay is coming up in just a few moments. In the other matches, North Melbourne has defeated Essendon, leading pretty well all day, 19-18, 132 to the Bombers, 11-14, 80. And Fitzroy finally shrugged off Richmond to score 24-17, 161 to 15-12, 102. Don't forget, round 8 will continue tomorrow. The big game from Subiaco, league leaders Footscray tackling the West Coast Eagles, and that's going to be a beauty. So I certainly hope you can join us for that. Check your local guides for details of our coverage, exclusive to 7 Sport. Well, I don't know whether you would have enjoyed the match here today from Cardinia Park. A big win for Geelong. More football tomorrow on 7.